welcome everybody to Monday Night Fire Strike. And maybe we get like for the recap here, we get a little bit of like the tail end of the battle with the dragons, with the robot dragons, and we get you know Zai doing his gravity voodoo thing. We get Burn Ward hacking away, cursing. We get Nurks and Plu's double team move. We get Vesa making helping people get to safety, and Vector and Kolnak were and Ashira working together to get the portal shut down. The equipment completely frying. We get like the aftermath. We also get like a bit of like the this um, the like Twinkle and Xander, sort of like coming back from the sort of charity ball that they went to, and Twinkle making a few phone calls here and there, and we get Special Agent Ristal Methel bringing in a sample of a poison and a profile for Dr. Oliver Byrne to analyze, and we get kind of like the external shot of the actual fire strike at Broken Rock, with Scramjet and Wreck chasing somebody off. Chasing somebody we've never seen off, and we kind of get like this sort of like the background of Vesa telling Zai kind of what she learned from her father and what have you. Um, we're kind of in the aftermath at this point of what's going of all of this, and we kind of come back in on Zai and company, still kind of like helping with wreckage cleanup or whatever you guys are doing there.
Actually,
Talking to
Zai
Bishop.
wants to know, or Zai needs to know who died on our ship defending our ship. Was it more Kasathans?
Yeah, there were a couple of Kasathans. Those are
No,
the
yeah,
yeah, the way you're keeping
that's
track.
annoying.
Well, it's uh, you know, it's
Well,
attrition. You're
not
gonna
only
lose.
are we down to 21, but that just Kasathans keep dying on Zai's ship.
Well, it's the fact that they're the most numerous crew member.
Well,
They're
I realize that. I don't want you to like single out, the
no.
Skittermanders or something. We like them too. It's just
Well,
sad,
you only have two of them on board besides Plu. Like you have your
right?
command crew NPCs, but then you
We're
have like your
working on it, sir.
backgrounds. So
There will be
no,
more before long.
oh, I know.
Skittermander army.
the
Who do we
the
love? Captain Zai.
but
Sorry.
there's you kind of are in the midst of all of this, and you're thinking about like the events that have gone over.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Qualu like send you a message that there is a message that has come in from the Fire Strike. It looks
Oh,
like
nice. We finally got some shit.
it sounds like it had been it was sent from the Vescarium. So
Mm.
it's just now catching up with you because you guys were mobile for a while.
So wait,
Um,
I just now technically find out the whole ordeal with merch and how it ended up, or go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
well, you find out that Loyalty Dash Zero is with them
Oh,
and
nice.
and wants to speak to you. Um, and
That
like
dick.
maybe yeah, well,
Well, no.
you probably get something about like the one that talked about merch, like being chased off the ship and whatnot, but probably not the one that was sent post original Fire Strike. Um,
Okay.
so basically, these are still coming. You get the messages that came from the original Fire Strike from before it was blown up. So those,
Either
but
way, we know where loyalty is.
yeah,
Not
um,
that we're Twinkle, but
yeah.
mm.
But you do know where Loyalty Dash Zero is with the crew of the Fire Strike. And didn't you see it? Didn't you put in there that Nurse Jerk was all stuck around after?
Yes.
Okay, so
Mm.
yeah, it would be that you would also know that post merch, being kicked off the ship, Jerk all came back, and swore to serve the crew.
Mm, cool,
Um,
cool.
well, more particularly swore to serve Shaba, which is weird. Um,
Nah, not really.
uh,
All right, so sometimes you hang out with the same group of people and you all live together, and then eventually you all need your own place.
yeah.
Eventually, everyone's going to be their own pirate king.
But yeah, there is but you get like those messages. Um,
Nice. Well, I share that knowledge with Burnward, which is kind of fun because I'm sharing knowledge about his other self. Hey, man, your other self did all this bad shit.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh,
Burnward's
wait,
like,
I don't know that.
yeah. Burnward would just be like, oh, you had a bad doc? Alright.
Bad,
Well,
bad plant person?
yeah. You want me to kill him?
Mm, not yet.
He,
Shaba
sh-
should take care of that herself.
he shrugs and goes, alright, well, just say the word. Burnward's a little confused as to why you're specifically pointing this out to him.
Because you're head of security now, sir. Welcome to your duty.
yeah, it
Oh
would
shit,
Uh,
be.
that's right. No, yeah,
Yeah,
Burnward
wait,
immediately would
yeah,
start putting a dossier together. That's my
I,
bad.
yeah.
I turn and I look at you and I'm like, Sir Burnward, have you gotten too drunk to remember thyself?
Yeah, Burnward looks and goes, no, ye old brain just missed a tick. I'm gonna go get it fixed. And like he kind of
Uh,
like like raises his beer and is like, yeah, I gotta go get some files in shape.
mm. They should be in fairly. I mean, Qualu is on top of his game. He's got just enough
Mm-hmm.
OCD not to be annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just quietly efficient. He doesn't push the envelope with anybody else's efficiency unless it like concurs with something he's doing. But
Yeah.
for the most part, he just quietly does his job. And Zai and a few other people were there to realize why he's often quietly goes about his job.
Mm,
He's friendly
yeah.
enough with people when they're, assigned to his detachment or whatever, but most of the time he just kind of, does his background stuff, advises the captains from time to time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, he is a lieutenant colonel
so, yeah, the
or lieutenant commander, not lieutenant colonel.
but yeah, like it might be like I say, is that somebody you're going to make contact with to see what he's got on information and intelligence, or are you just going to start getting the protocols together yourself and then start cross-referencing?
A little bit of both.
A bit of both.
There's going to
All right.
be collaboration for sure, but Burnward is used to like a very specific filing system,
Right.
like based on threat category. Like that's kind of how he scales it for like amount of
Right.
And
espionage
honestly,
needed.
if you're looking for help after Qualu, Nurx is the one to talk to. She's the one that has the most thorough dossier on everyone
Yeah, no,
at this point.
yeah, and Burnward's a big fan of Nurk. She like knows just enough to get herself both into and out of trouble. And while Burnward doesn't appreciate the like constant getting into trouble, he appreciates that she can get out of trouble and like she's very good at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, she took on a dragon with a switchblade. That takes balls. Like Burnward's like quietly just makes a note on Nurks like will do anything to kill anything. Like
Just-
Mm,
yeah, so Burnward's definitely like collaborating, but like he also is at the same time setting up his roster of like these are people that I need to send to Qualu to get more information on. Like if you currently aren't adjusted to these guys, here's my reasoning as to why you might want to gather information on these people. That sort of thing.
right. Yeah.
Because he knows like a good a good guard doesn't overstep his bounds. He's not gonna
Right.
tell Qualu, "Hey, research these things." He's gonna go, "Hey, I have a compelling argument for why these people should be researched. If not, that's cool, but this is my thought."
Like anyone specific? 'Cause he
Probably he
probably
would
has.
say he would mention Merch for sure because Merch
Right.
like was a crew member, so he has a lot of inner working knowledge And then
Right.
can I see if can I make a mercenary roll to see if I know anything about like the mercenary status of Dr. Ernebron Tallet?
He's not a mercenary.
No, I know, as in like he hires a lot of mercenaries, doesn't he?
Oh, are you trying to see if like who he's got on payroll or how many or whatever?
Just generally what he prefers to have. You know what I mean? Like the kind of people who I've
Oh,
talked to be like, "Oh yeah, I've worked for him." Oh yeah, okay. So like this kind of person.
so yeah, I'll allow you to make a roll.
Okay. I don't expect it to like actually get me anywhere, but I would be remiss if I did not. Mm.
So from what you understand of the like, because he does use some mercenaries, if he's if there's a preference he's stated to have, he tends
Mhm.
to prefer like covert ops teams, like infiltration teams. It's part of the reason that the Hell Knights always found it so frustrating to deal with him when Janice McClare wanted them to deal with him
Mm.
and his mercenaries because they were they operated more like an intelligence unit. It's not to say that he doesn't put boots on the ground or utilize traditional mercenary staff. He does, but it
Yeah.
seems to be like he's the kind of guy that normally will go for a precision strike before he'll go for an all-out assault.
Of
He can
course. That makes
he can
sense.
he can definitely muster the resources to do so if he wanted to, and no one's ever willing to put anything 100% by him. But from most of the mercs you've talked to, he tends to his his mode of operation is that he operates on a basis of sort of intelligence work.
Yeah.
He knows his enemy's weaknesses before he goes in, if he can at all, if it's
Right.
possible, and then he sends in just exactly what he needs to get the job done. You know,
And
um,
then could I make another roll to learn about loyalty dash zero because the man is in fact a mercenary.
well, he's a bounty hunter technically.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough then. Yeah, then
Ooh.
I'm going to say top of the list for Qualu to research would be Vasa's dad and his ties to what's his face? Um the Hell Knight,
Oh,
whose name eludes me right now.
Cauldron.
Yeah,
Cauldron.
yeah,
Cauldron.
Cordrum. Yeah,
Cauldron.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So those two are that like the top of the list. The second top of the list would be learn learn something about merch because he knows too much about our inside operations.
Hmm.
And then the third top of the list would be get some more information on Janice McClure and like where we could like hurt her.
Right. Well,
Those
he's
are because he would know
right.
probably about the Janice McClure thing because that's like literally he was hunting Cordrum and Cordrum was
Right.
hired by, and like
Exactly.
through breach of contract. So like
Right.
his resources probably would only say that. He probably hasn't had an opportunity to really get into the nitty-gritty of what happened. So the more he knows, the better he'll be able to execute plans that were already like in place and sound.
Right. And then and he's Qualu's got a certain amount of dossier work already done. He's got a complete workup on everything they know about Janice McClare,
Mhm.
including the fact that the Janice McClare that's out there is not the real Janice McClare because they
Mm.
found the remains of the real Janice McClare in a genetic lab testing site that belonged to the
That's
Gregs.
right. That's
And
right.
there is there is like annotations for every interaction that they've had with her, including the original source of the beef, which was that Zai walked away from a job that she'd
Mhm.
hired him to do. Um,
Right.
and
But
it
like that's a bit of a fucking stretch to like send the
right.
Hell Knights
No,
against a
no.
guy who walked away from a job.
Well, the
What's
There's
a
general
dick
something
about it?
Well,
Mm.
the thing about it is the like in Qualu's findings, basically she justified the war out there as being
Mm.
necessary to put to
Mm.
suppress to get a bunch of like miners back into control, and because this is
Mhm.
in the Pact World's territory, she could just declare war with anybody she wanted to, and she
Yeah.
was essentially declaring war on a lot of like
Yeah.
small settlements and colony and mining colonies, trying to bring them all under the corporate banner.
Okay.
But really, this was like Qualu is like really. She basically used that as an excuse
Yeah.
to. She was already probably going to do that, but Zai being out there anyway gave her a great opportunity to try to kill two birds in one stone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Cordrum was all on board because he has a history with Ashira. Um,
Yeah. And you
and
know,
there's
maybe
probably yeah, and there's probably
maybe
notations about that as well.
yeah, maybe Burnward isn't even like super opposed to the idea of like, yeah, they were fucking uprising. Send in
Yeah,
Hell Knights. That's like impose order, you know?
right, exactly.
Um, but like he doesn't like the idea that like this ship was used to justify a potentially like not super like technically legal but not super like letter or not super like spirit of the law legal situation.
Well,
Um
what she did was she eventually officially branded the Fire Shrike as sort of the face of these uprisings,
which
or
is
at least
complete bullshit.
as the instigator thereof, and it is exactly complete
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, which is why that's definitely why he would take umbrage with this sort of situation.
But
He'd be like, "Yeah, no, 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 no. No, like
this is
you literally lied so that you could
yeah,
justify. You could have found a legitimate justification because you have people rising up and being violent,
yeah,
but like these guys are not like yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. This is a good
She
little perspective bit because
no,
we've played for so long and you
yeah,
forget.
yeah. She basically was like, when Zai walked away, there was already a situation which she had pretty much hired them to put down and whatnot. So when he walked away, and the miners there continue, were able to like overthrow the corporation and start the Tabori Union,
Hmm.
which is already disintegrating because they really have never had like the infrastructure power to maintain for much long
Yeah,
to
like
long very
fake
long.
Ezzy was a spearhead for a
But
while, but not acting
yeah,
as yeah.
and Ezzy's and Ezele Soroval's ties, which the greater galaxy at large doesn't know a lot of what is in the Fire Strike's computer banks, nor would they necessarily believe it because it's usually the first person to run to the press whose story is believed. Um, but there's like Qualu's and the overriding theory from everyone who's been involved with this the intelligence for division for Azai has pretty much concluded that yeah, we were used as a symbol of something they wanted to crush, and there was a real personal vendetta between Cordrum and Ashira, which is why Cordrum accepted the contract in the first place and was so eager about it.
Yeah, this is
And
You know,
go ahead.
and there
our
and
biggest
there's
failure,
definitely hmm?
our biggest failure was not recognizing that the person that was pretending to be Ashira was her daughter. Otherwise, her daughter would have been part of the ship for like
Well,
and that would have been funny.
Mhm. Mhm.
there
Whose
was
daughter? Ashira's? No, no, the other
no
one.
no
Never
no
mind.
no
Okay, go ahead.
no.
No,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Uh,
I was just like, wait a minute. There's a child.
but
So
you're
I'm
also
okay.
Mhm.
but you're also like reading like a lot of there's also notations in here from Nerks about her and Ashira's and Cordrum's past. Cordrum used to be a pirate, something that's not
Mhm.
widely discussed among the Hell Knights, but even less discussed is how he was drummed out of the stewards for making racist comments in public against the Vesk, um,
Yeah.
like a racial
And I'm
slur against a Vest in a operation that was caught on camera.
and I'm
Um,
sure that we had to fucking like when the Hell Knights hired him, they put him through some shit to get like actually on because like
yeah, oh yeah,
you can get into the Hell Knights from being a prisoner, for instance, or from being
right,
very low status, even from being a slave if the
yeah,
Hell Knights want you. But then
yeah,
they fucking own your ass.
oh yeah. So just from his past. and what you know of his record, yeah, he probably had to fight 10 times as hard as most other recruits to get where he was going. But the insights into his pirate past, a lot of this stuff was sealed. Stuff that
Yeah.
it was like you knew everybody knew he'd done some bad shit, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it was sealed. This opens up a lot of insight. His pirate past, he was responsible for assaulting Ashira viciously, and he was also like he was guilty of harassing the fuck out of both of them. This thing stems back from when they were both working as They were all three working as pirates for Captain Vame's Kiln out of
Right.
Broken Rock.
Okay.
Um, and there's like Nurx makes a notation about something that happened on a boarding incident, something that she in particular seems to feel really just fucking awful about,
You know
um,
what? It
having to do with
actually
the assault on Ashira.
it would actually make sense for Burn Ward to probably one thing aside before I say this, Melanie is high threat risk, just
Mhm.
through incidental hazard.
Yeah,
And he knows that like things are being done about it. He just like makes it known that he's like, yes, Melanie is like a huge liability right now, and like something needs to be done as head of security. Like this is
as
so
Captain
fucking dangerous.
or deal with it.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
No, and he knows that the Commodore
Well,
is dealing with it. He just like
no, no.
yeah.
If you brought that up to the Commodore, like that would be his response. Yeah, she's mine, and we're going to fix her. Deal with it.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
And that's what's been going on. On the same note, my own people have been coming to me and bitching about it. I know that shit is fucked up, and we got to get something figured out.
Oh, for
well,
sure. But I mean, like the thing with like Burn Ward is like he used to literally be part of the Hell Knights that police the Hell Knights. You have to write
right.
down everything, whether that
Yeah,
be analytical data, personal opinions. Like you have to be like able to present your record and be like, this is my entire thing,
yep.
including my personal vestment, and like this is how you should judge it. So like he would definitely put that down just
Well,
on principle.
I'll
Qualu
do
Um,
that.
Qualu on Melanie, Qualu would give you what information they have that she was originally a stowaway, and
mhm.
said that her parents had been killed by pirates or cultists that the Fire Shrike had killed. But outside of that, he defers you for current assessment and analysis to Ashira and Kolnak, because they're the ones that have been in charge of like dealing with the situation predominantly. Like they
Yeah,
have the most current and most relevant information.
I mean, literally all he would do is shoot them an email and be like, "Hey, what are
Yeah,
potential security risks on board that could be caused like
right.
from Mellamy's instability?" Like he doesn't need to like talk to them. But one thing that would make sense for him to do is he would probably actually go to both Nurx and Ashira and be like, "Yo, tell me everything you know about this guy." Like, and like he wouldn't even be like, "This is official capacity." He'd probably sit him down for a beer. Like, like that'd be his thing. Is like he'd be like, "Hey, listen, this guy's really dangerous. The more I know, the more I am able to fucking like opportunize."
Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's like for right now, Nurx is mostly just sort of like doing like her end of things as far as like they've got she's probably helping with like cleaning up the bridge and making sure the flight systems are all undamaged and whatnot. So she probably like brushes you off for the time being and just like,
Oh no,
well,
he wouldn't even be
yeah,
like right
yeah,
now. He'd
yeah.
he'd probably walk up to Nurx and just be like, "Hey, here's a beer. Let's have another one later whenever you've got some time."
She'd be like, she's like, yeah, Tom. I'll get back with you on that. And she's kind of like half in and half out underneath the console for like in front of her, like in her con station. Like
And
you can hear her just like in there doing whatever.
and he would like actually lean on the console. And he's still in power armor, so it probably creaks just a little bit. Uh and he'd be like, and that's a request from your security officer.
He's
And a
like,
potential friend.
he- and she says, "Yeah, I heard about the promotion. What's the?" And she's like,
Yeah, and
you can tell
he
she's really
shrugs.
wrapped in her business at the moment.
He shrugs, and like as he's walking away, he probably turns around and goes, "By the way, metal dragon with a switchblade? Pretty
Uh,
badass."
my gun wasn't gonna work against it. What was what else was I gonna do?
Eh.
Eh,
He shrugs and goes, "Think on your feet." And then he just walks out.
eh. She's like, yeah, cool. Um, and I think, yeah, uh, I think the only one that I think probably the only one that Qualu doesn't have a workup on is Vasa's father, but he does send a mail back that like he'll get on it immediately. Like it was something that had not been brought to his attention yet that they needed
Oh
information
yeah.
on.
And
So
like the response to that would just mainly be like, "Awesome, if you need any help, let me know. If you are looking for potential avenues to explore, I really need information about how how he's with Cordrum, like what that situation is. Because like last time
right,
Burnward heard, he got dragged to Hell Prison. you know,
right,
so that's Hell Knights don't give people up from Hell Prison unless there is some serious money or favors involved, and generally money doesn't even do it. It's like generally it's fucking devils making contracts like is who they talk to, you know.
yeah. There, some serious shit had to. Not to mention there, like there's also a. He also forwards you a document you hadn't asked for.
Hmm.
He's like, heard about this guy coming out of also getting out of prison, old enemy of the fire shrikes from before, from even before my time, and it's a profile on Evan Saval, who
Hmm.
is a part of the Next Step terrorist
Yeah.
organization. um like there's just like it's one of it, this is like Qualu doing due diligence. He doesn't even
Oh,
know
for
Evan
sure.
Saval is here. It's just like he'd seen it on the news because it's made the news that like
Yeah.
this guy's out of prison, and he's like,
Right.
wait a minute.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, and Burnward definitely likes that. Burnward, at this point, now that he's security officer, has kind of shifted his tone with everyone on board. He's not outwardly like super friendly to people who are like nobody's on board. Like, I'm sixth engineer Jensen. Like he doesn't give a shit. But like if you're like if you're like a fucking like a head of a department, he's not like, I'm gonna get buddy buddy with you, but he's like, hey, we should have a beer, talk strategy about how our departments mesh. He's
right,
very much like a listen, I'm not saying that we're friends, but I am saying we gotta get to know each other because if I'm security, this is my job.
right. We gotta work together. So let's figure out how that goes down. You know,
Exactly, exactly.
right on. I get that. Um,
I just want to say that I feel like Burnward may be me in real life, and I love
Huh.
you.
Hell
well,
yeah.
Mm.
you do notice that Vesa is listed as the head of listed as the head of HR and recruiting.
Yes.
He doesn't think much of Vesa. Like, he's seen Vesa around, and Vesa's always super bubbly and super friendly, and he's like, his opinion on that is like, it's just gonna get you killed. You know? Um,
Mm,
You
no,
should
no.
read the
It's
report
all about
about
who you
Nurx's
know and how to
experience with
get out of the
Vesa in battle
situation.
then.
yeah, no, no. He has read the reports. He does know that Vesa's like pretty fucking strong. But like also, he probably doesn't send the hey, let's have a beer thing to her, because he just knows she's going to come and bug him anyway. So, you know.
She's gonna show up when I've had beers with everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why are
You're-
you drinking with Visa? She's fucking tits. Whatever, fine. That's fine.
no, see, the captain probably sneaks a few extra like moments of getting a.
You there, Jester?
Jester, we lost you. Thank goodness.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
we can't hear you.
Yeah, his screen is hard frozen too. His camera's
Oh
not
yeah.
moving.
Mm-hmm.
You need to reload, bro.
Bum, 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 bum,
I think at this
bum,
point
bum.
he just
can-
needs to exercise that computer. I know somebody who's got a smudge stick or two.
Oh, are we playing some Phasmophobia with just this computer? I love it.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
PC
E.
building
Like, I
simulator
how
want to
we
circle
made
meets
back to why
Phasmophobia.
we're not.
I
Vesa
immediately
and,
went to
and
Office
what's his name? We're
Space.
not, drinking.
Oh, no. We will eventually. It's just you're probably going to be the one who approaches him, so he doesn't feel the need to do anything.
What's fucking crazy is you're absolutely right, because that was the thought in my head. Like, I'm just gonna show up to you, and then you said that I was gonna show up and bug you, and I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, exactly. Burnward reads people. He was like, yeah, he's a Hell Knight, but like, he was like a police officer Hell Knight, so he needs to have some social skills. He can't just be all kill.
Do you have ranks in
Yeah.
diplomacy?
A few. Not as many as I would like.
As you would like, or as I would like? Because that's what I heard.
Oh, not nearly as many as that. Actually, I have a natural 3 in diplomacy, actually. I don't have any ranks in diplomacy. I have ranks in intimidate, and that's it. But perception, he does know perception really well.
And Zai needs everyone to do that because that's the one skill that he really only has one.
Yeah.
And everything.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, no, I have people for that. I have other shit to do than look for shit right now.
Yeah, if you ever need someone to shit their pants, just send Burnward at them. But like, other than that, like, you know.
God, you saying that reminds me of that horrible, is it a Target ad?
Which one?
With Target's new delivered to you, you can ship your pants.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
yeah.
my goodness!
God.
Stop it.
I think a close second are the dishwasher detergent pod commercial thingies.
Mm-hmm.
They got the two old folks sitting on the couch saying, "We're in our 70s, but we still do it every night."
Telling you the same thing. Huh?
Just now.
Yeah.
Or like the
The
sling
internet had to be
ads.
restarted, so it will be a moment for the just.
God, yeah.
Let me.
Which one's the
No.
sling ad?
I'm sitting here.
I
thought you did
sling.
that.
Do you like basically like innuendo saying, "Do you want to swing?" But do you want to sling? Like swing is in like swap partners and stuff. And it's just like very
Right.
obviously like I get it, whatever. Sling
Well, ads are
TV.
so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think I
But
actually
they
I was
serve
sitting.
their purpose. All I have to say is you all mention all these commercials, and they serve their purpose for what they're supposed to do because you remember them.
Yeah.
What the product is about, so that when you go to the store and you need a certain product, you're like, I need something.
No, that's true.
Commercials
But-
in my head.
But the problem for that is I'm gonna think of them and then say, "All right, any product except the one made by them, please."
See,
Uh,
that's actually there's only one commercial that hasn't worked on me that I remember very clearly and remember it turning me off to them completely. Supercar guys, I fucking hate supercar guys and their
Okay.
stupid fucking commercials.
I've got a story about supercar guys.
Oh, is it about how? Well, no, I shouldn't say that on stream. Never
So
mind. Your story.
My freshman year, the guy who did those commercials came two friends, and basically he said, Well, it was that guy. Yeah, it was that guy.
Yeah.
And he said, he was talking about about perseverance and all of that. Because he's like, yeah, I write these commercials myself. It wasn't my job. I was hired as a car salesman. But they said, hey, you graduated with a ballet degree. You can do our commercials. And yeah. And so he came. And then, of course, yeah, what you put in Discord. And I'm like,
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, no, just like in general, I've had two car replacements since I've lived in Wichita. Both of them, supercar guys at one point was mentioned, and I just went, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to supercar guys. I'm going to every other dealership. Like I don't. But yeah.
Hey,
Um,
I'll literally go to Autos for You today on, like,
yeah.
actually, hold on. There used to be a little place called Mario Mart Autos on like 21st and Hydraulic,
Wahoo.
and
You guys have a street called Hydraulic?
Oh, it's
Yes.
the
Yeah.
worst. Oh, you
Yeah.
don't want to go to Hydraulic. That street's
No.
bad street.
No.
It's
Yeah.
still a neat sound.
Pretty-
a neat word.
Again, that's I've mentioned this on stream once before. Hydraulic is the only street where I've just seen a fist fight casually happening, people around it, and I just drove past going, you know what? This feels about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
see that industrial
Apparently you need to
area
drive
on
Broadway more often.
Oh yeah, well Broadway's
eh,
yeah.
Broadway's okay. I actually like 21st and Broadway's got a couple cool things there.
That's true.
Every now
That
and
is
again,
true.
you can catch a taco truck. And then if you
Mhm.
go a little bit south on Broadway, you run into Saigon and Little Saigon, which are two of my favorite restaurants in town.
Those are good places, I agree.
Just trying to come back up, but not officially yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'm
So
secretly
enough about-
rebuilding Honey Baboo. Because
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey
Um,
Baboo. Gebu, sorry, Honey Gebu.
Okay, I was like, what?
Honey Gaboo. Yeah.
Have you guys had In-N-Out?
We don't
Yes.
have one in town, do we?
I know.
No.
Probably not. They're all on the West Coast and also in Arizona. So there's
Though
a lot
I
of
have
hype around
had-
In-N-Out.
I have had In-N-Out, and it's all right. It's a pretty good burger place.
There's a lot of hype around it, and it depends if you go on like a bad day. It's not gonna be very good, and you're gonna be like, "What's the fucking hype? This is pointless." But I gotta tell you, I've been on a bad day, and I've been on a
Mhm.
good day, and that shit's fucking tits.
Yeah.
So, what you
Like-
do is you go in often enough that you get to know who's in the back, and they make your food
Mhm.
a good way every time.
Well, you can't go in. It's only a drive-through. It's an In-N-Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
But you can
Like,
order it any way you want.
Sonic?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of like
No,
Sonic.
it's like
Okay.
kind of,
so-
but it's still a drive-through.
Yeah.
They've got like the
Okay.
Chick-fil-A thing set up where you got a bunch of people that take your order, and they really
Um,
care about like what you want to eat. So they will. There's like a whole bunch of secret menu shit. So
Yep.
I get.
I'd like my burger animal style. Ah, yes,
Yeah, I
I,
don't-
actually know what that means.
Yes.
Hi, I want my burger on a raft. Ah, yes, I actually know what that means.
Oh,
Could you
come
not
on.
just
I
say
mean-
put it on toast?
Why did you
Oh,
bring that
shit.
SpongeBob episode back up in my memory? I wanted to
no.
forget about that
Rob is
episode.
I mean-
fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's a good episode. Second of all, pretty much all of those because fucking what's his name? Steven Hillenberg lived in California. Most of the things that he says, like Bubble Bass says on that order, are like in and out secret menu terms because it's just
Mhm.
what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Fun story: Steven Hillenberg worked as a fry cook before he worked as a marine biologist.
Oh, that's
Uh,
wonderful.
Mhm.
Alright,
So,
and I
there's a
have
wait list to
done
work
fast
there.
food. I've been both Squidward and SpongeBob.
I've never been SpongeBob, but goddamn if I haven't been Squidward.
See, to me,
I've
that's
been Squidward.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was that several times earlier today, so
Nice.
anyways,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. See, that's like talking about Futurama and how that cast is way overqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
truly.
who worked on that show was way overqualified.
Yeah, but also like that's what made that show worthy of them. Like they
Yeah.
made the show better by being in it, and then that show rose to the occasion. If you look at the difference
Mhm.
between season 1 and season 2 of Futurama, you can tell season 2 of Futurama, they're like, oh god, we gotta get our shit together. These guys are good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Right, and
God, I love
on a scale
Futurama.
of 1 to 10, the actual ending of Futurama is like a 12.
I
Like,
agree.
it
it's
broke my heart.
fantastic.
Can
I
I,
don't know
just
if
be
I've
honest?
ever
I've
seen
never
the
seen
ending.
a full episode of Futurama.
All right, when you move in, Gunner, our roommate show is going to be Futurama, and
Oh,
we are going to watch.
You're gonna make him watch fucking Archer too, is what you're gonna do.
Yep.
No. He
I
doesn't
just
have to
am
watch
not
Archer.
that big of a fan of Archer. It's an okay
I'm a
show.
giant
All right,
fan
I'm
of
moving
Archer.
in, and then I'll
No.
make you both
You need
watch
to watch
Archer.
I've watched
Okay.
Archer. I've seen
Okay.
all of Archer. I thought it was all right.
This is-
I mean,
Did
John
I
H.
stutter?
Benjamin's
This
Did
is
I
amazing.
stop at the
this
last
is
season?
this is the episode of Family Guy where everyone's about to drown,
Oh
and
God.
if we're all gonna die, there's one thing I need to say. I did not like The Godfather.
Okay.
Listen.
It was epically long, and for the time, it was good. But do I want to watch it ever again? No.
I love Scott's response. What the fuck is Archer?
Thank
Guys,
God.
It's a
Bob's
show.
Burgers
So
for cool people.
yeah, you know the guy from Bob's Burgers, the guy who plays Bob, like the dude who's got that kind of voice. Yeah, that's John H. Benjamin. He's also the main voice actor for Archer, along with Helen Mirren is in it, right? Doesn't Helen
Yeah.
I
Mirren
think
play
so.
Archer's mom? Yeah,
Oh.
and who do they get as?
It's the lady that just
Oh,
recently passed away who played the mom in It's Always
Arrested
Sunny.
Development.
Or Arrested Development, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Helen
Look,
Mirren
that
is
Mallory
part of.
died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Archer,
Best
mean-
TV
yeah.
mom ever.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, John Benjamin, Aisha Tyler plays Lana Kane. Okay, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mallory Archer or Jessica Walter rather. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still think like Lucky Yates performs some of the best shit. Dr. Krieger performs some of the
Yeah.
best fucking shit for having an entire season where he doesn't talk at all. Like the whole first season, Krieger's not even a fucking character. I mean, he is, but he
No,
doesn't
he
talk.
is. He's just that weird character.
Yeah,
And
who
you're like,
doesn't talk.
oh, he's not German at all, but he's German. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, no,
And then,
season
yeah.
1, doesn't he only have a line of dialogue in the last episode?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. No, I
alright,
love
so-
Krieger. He's fucking maniac. I actually wasn't a fan of Paula.
All right. Have you seen Rick
Or
and Morty,
Pam.
Cyrus?
Have you seen Rick and Morty, Cyrus?
Man, today
Taking
is
the
just
silence as a
disappoint
no.
people.
Just
I've
gonna disconnect him real quick.
I've
No,
seen
no.
the first
Here's the thing.
episode of
Everyone
Rick and
else
Morty.
that is talking about the shows right now is someone who celebrates often, if they can. Some of them are not doing it right now because they're good people or they love the people that they live with, and so whatever. But they understand. So all the shows that we're talking about are technically stoner comedies, and that's why you're not into them, maybe.
Well,
So,
No, I've
It's not that-
seen. I've seen the first episode of Rick and Morty. Actually, I think I've
Who's
seen
the
the
first
first 3 episodes of Rick and Morty
Okay.
and told myself, you know, I don't find this funny. It actually
And
makes
that's
me feel a
understandable.
little bit like wrong inside. I'm like, this is wrong and
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, I think the Justice
it's
is
the
just about
worst, and I love it.
Hi, Jesta.
Oh, there we are.
We've been killing time talking about adult cartoons.
ready. That Cyrus hasn't.
That's, well, that's probably a good way to kill time, I suppose.
Correct.
Sorry about that. My
That's all
internet
right.
and my Discord decided to be really just shit out all of a sudden. So
Yeah.
everything had to be stopped and reloaded.
Huh.
All right. Whew. Shit. Now then.
Thanks,
Where were
guys,
we?
for waiting.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you, everybody,
for putting up with.
for putting up with
your-
us.
yeah,
Were
for
you
putting up with our-
entertained? Sorry.
It's actually
Putting
way
up with
better than
our-
it could be because I'm here and I can tell you guys what's up. Otherwise,
Yeah.
10 minutes of silence.
Yeah.
So. Here we go.
We could just have like a weekly show where we sit around and talk about shit. That's how podcasts start, right?
True.
Alright.
True.
That's the thing, yes.
So
Who's running a sink in the background?
I don't
That
know.
was me. I'm sorry I didn't mute.
Stop it!
Alright.
Stop running a sink.
Hey, I'm drinking water. Be
Anyway.
proud.
Just wait till he flushes.
That's why
There you
I'm
go.
mute.
It'll break
Always
it'll break the internet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Oh no.
when that happens,
So
I
where-
just leave it in the other room.
Yeah.
So where were we at here? What were we looking at here?
You had
I
just
believe we
given
were.
us a million credits, and
Yeah.
we had been declared
No.
awesome.
I believe
And
that
we
like
celebrated my father.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we're trying to celebrate her father. Yeah, I don't think that we I think that we about finished up with what I was doing. Like there wasn't
Okay.
really much left to do. I remember that you said you were starting to say something, but I don't remember what it is, but I don't mind moving on.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
But it's probably like more of like Qualu would share whatever information that he's got with you and be starting a workup on the others. Vesa, you probably get a thing from Qualu asking for your father's full name. Uh,
Uh-huh. His name is um
Dead.
Dad. Like I only know him as Dad. No, it was Savorin or Severin uh
yeah,
Aloysius
I think.
Riven.
Soren.
The third.
It's a powerful fucking name. The third on there just adds to the lineage. Man,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
shouldn't
he's a
fuck with this
Winchester.
guy. And by we shouldn't
shouldn't.
fuck with this guy, I mean we should fuck with this guy.
You should, because there's not going to be a fourth. He's been jumping my ass about that for years, and I'm like, no, Dad, no,
We could grow you
and,
one in the lab.
no, I don't
there's
want one. That's the point.
and and and, and technically, no, you can't. You know what the
Uh,
process looks like, but you can't replicate it. Um,
no,
the
not a replicant. An actual baby can do that. That technology exists.
oh
I mean,
well.
I could do
Test
that
tube.
without technology. That's just a
Um,
thing.
No, anyway, we can move on. I'm sorry.
moving on. And I think from there, like Captain, what are you like with all of the craziness going on here? Like, and you've gotten like an official thank you from like your aunt for your help and whatnot. Um,
How
you
much time has
and you've
passed?
got
That's actually what's important.
it's been a few hours at this point.
A few hours since we quit helping, or just like we've been helping for a few hours.
Well, it's been a few hours since the assault ended. What you've been doing to spend your time throughout this, I assume obviously some of it was spent helping out and whatnot, but
Well, yeah.
beyond
After they
that,
made me stop doing what I was doing earlier, I started helping.
so
And yeah, as much as they'd let me, after a little while, once it started being more calm, they're like, "Wait, why are we letting you help?"
well, at some point they're pretty much their damage control teams kind of are they don't have it, but they are in
So
full
we lost
operation.
two more Kasathans. That means here that leads to a much more dramatic like display of things. We can actually do things right. They have to go to the actual like cutter.
We lost you there for a second.
Can you hear me now?
I heard him.
I heard him.
Oh,
How about
maybe it was
now?
just me then.
Oh, I can
No,
hear you very
there you
well
go.
now. Chris is
I
right in my ear.
apologize. Hello.
Um, maybe it's just me. Uh,
Okay. Can you hear me now, Jester?
yes.
All right. So, because we're actually on the Adari, there are more things that have to be done. And basically, you're going to get like a bunch of uh, emails about having to fill out death reports. And so, yeah.
Death reports, like dead people. Death reports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
two of
lost
the
we lost
You
two
are
Kasathans.
more
HR.
Kasathans. Yeah, you get to write letters to the family too.
Mm.
Well,
And now the
that's
Beatles are playing
awful.
in your head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
real sad.
Yeah.
This
All right.
sucks.
But yeah, we lost two more, and that is super sad. And so I'm actually probably dealing with that right now because the Kasathans are going to be, polite but still rude when they show up for bodies.
Captain, do we send like death benefits out? I mean, at this point, we're less of a pirate ship and more of just our own command fleet.
Sort of.
Maybe we could send
But
out like
here's what here's
is
the
it?
thing.
An
While there is
edible
lots
arrangement.
of background stuff going on, I don't think that Planet Xi has reached the point where that happened.
Okay.
Well,
In the
that and
future, that is a goal, but Utopia is far in the distance for Planet Xi.
Yeah.
and and maybe this is something that you're probably starting to get in like your intelligence reports, but the Kasathans that are on this ship, they're all a group that were called the Unfulfilled when they were here on the
Mm.
Adari because they
Oh
all
yeah.
believed that they'd lost it. So they're all people who chose self-exile essentially because they wanted to they wanted to follow Commodore Zai to some brighter future where they are able to take over a planet of their own or something. Um,
Yeah, it's still one of
Respect.
those things where at this point we've lost 4, so I will have a talk with them and be like, "Are you guys still okay with being here?
Get good.
You see how death follows us. Are you sure you want to stay?"
Is
uh,
Vesa
Oh,
with
wait,
you
I
while
rolled
you're
Tix
doing
Pit.
this?
Yeah, I was
I'm
about
like,
to
how did I
Okay.
say.
roll a 16? I
Yeah,
can't
I
roll a
was about to
16 on a
say.
1.
Fucking like Tixbit, just like, yes, stay, follow, death, yes.
and
Uh,
everybody's like,
Great.
"That sounds terrifying. I don't know
Yeah.
what is he
hang
talking
on.
about."
Witness me.
Yes, Vesa.
No, I said witness me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
There. Yeah, it wasn't enough to give me a +2, but he's trying.
I don't know. Uh, in general, um, they're more pissed than anything else. At this point, like there are some that are a little bit that look like they're a little bit still, maybe a little closer to questioning the what's going on, but
Well,
the
and you guys have
but
like the ability right now to either stay here or we'll find you passage to planet Zai and you can settle there.
basically most of them at this point, they're like none of them are outright ready to just leave.
Okay.
Some of their varying degrees of okay, I knew this was going to be dangerous to for the cause. So there that's the range right now that you're looking at.
Well,
Um,
and a bunch of weird people normally feel better around a bunch of weird people.
right. Well, and
Yeah.
Mm.
and like I say, it's probably going to take some time to deal with whatever long-term trauma that some of these may have made
Well,
because it's been a lot in a fairly short period of time, but they may they're not ready to
welcome
leave
to the
whatever, but you may
lifestyle
need.
of the adventurers.
But it's going to take like the sort of like somebody occasionally coming around to check on them and kind of taking care of like the morale and whatnot. And basically, you're like, huh, well, none of
Mm,
them are outright ready to leave right now. But I may want to send HR around
uh,
from time to time to keep an eye on these fuckers. You know,
Does
make
this
sure
mean
that
it's
they're in
time
good
to appoint
spirits.
Ashira to Counselor Troy?
Oh.
Oh, that would be the worst fucking.
Uh,
Like, you dreamed what? Nah, you're fucking crazy. Get out of my office.
yeah, drink
What the
this
fuck are you
coffee.
doing here? We
Eat
had
this
an
chocolate.
appointment.
Huh.
Did you bring me coffee? We had an appointment. I didn't think so. Get the fuck out of here.
Right? Just like,
Uh,
get the fuck out of here. You has no
Someone
You
told
know,
coffee.
I sent
Nurx
Chris
told
a
me that you
message where I
liked
was
tea. Here's your tea.
It's terrible.
not in the morning.
Oh, that's just quick get killed.
I was gonna say somebody's dying.
It's breakfast tea. It's extra thick.
um,
Okay,
no, there's
but no, and I mean, honestly, we should have already had that set up
alright.
because there are enough. We've been through enough stuff that we should have a shrink on board. Oh
okay.
yeah, Ezzy left. That's why.
Chris, I sent you a message months and months ago, and I was like, "Can I please be Counselor Troy?" And you never responded, and I was like, "Well, that's a no."
Well, Chris, I guess you
Well,
have
And
the
strong
that's
problem
been
opinions.
is
Nope, no argument.
uh, the reason it hasn't come up there is if I was trying to be like, talk to and you were my shrink, I'd blow my brains out because you're far too happy
Oh,
all the time
oh,
for
oh.
me to get anything from you. I need
Okay,
someone that's,
let's move on, please.
oh,
Well,
wait, I'm sorry.
Huh.
I'm sorry. That was
yeah,
dumb. And
there's,
let's move on.
yeah, I
Mhm.
was gonna say,
I didn't mean it bad. Let's just move on.
yeah, Yeah.
On to Twinkle stuff.
Yeah, trying to poison someone. Hey, Amy, I have
There's
some wonderful poison that might help celebrate your dad.
Okay,
there's a
that's cool.
um
Oh,
yeah. I just want one last thing here out of you, Zai. Are you sticking around, trying to stick around here, or are you gonna like head off from here? Because you sent her a Shaba a message to meet you at Broken Rock.
That is true. Um, damn it. So, we will do what we have to for our Kasaz and compatriots that died. I'll do all my background stuff that I need to do.
Okay.
And does anyone else that's with me have stuff to do on Broken Rock, or not Broken Rock, on the Adari? This is the last time we're probably going to be in the core for a while, so if it's something core specific, you should get it now.
Huh?
Damn it.
Once, twice, Bueller.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
do you have a
I've
dog yet?
no.
I do.
Okay. Well, you have a dragon. Oh no, you don't. You have a dog.
This
Yeah,
one has a dog.
Yep,
can you
that's why I
just,
backed up.
Captain? Will you just buy me a level 8 Tashtari?
How much is that?
That's a good question. What is that? Armory or no? That's Alien Archive 4.
Yeah, Alien Archive
Yeah.
3.
3, not 4.
3?
Yep. Yep,
Oh.
3. That's at the back of it.
Okay. I will get that price and shoot it to you, Captain.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And now, and if you guys are heading off to Broken Rock, then after dealing with like your dad and what have you, we'll like leave it with you guys like getting on your ship and like getting ready to go and taking off. But we're gonna jam over to the Marixa Republic on the planet of Marixa, where Xander, Twinkle, and Oliver Byrne and company are working their angle there. So I think basically when we you left off. Twinkle, you were talking to the mercenary Gridge about like getting a guide who can get you, who can help you find where you need to be in the system that's got Sansorgus in there. Where
See,
that's you still have to like get the political favor to get permission to go through to be allowed to go, but Gridge and his mercenaries, and he had told you the price was 1,000 credits a day, get you him, three of his grunts, no questions asked, hazard pay assumed, and and or hazard pay as part of the package, and that you know basically he's like, yeah, nobody knows that system better than me, and he dumped you like a bunch of things like expeditions with him guiding the way have been 50% less likely to run into raiders and get our own authority raiders and patrols, and have had a 75% higher success rate overall, and provides a list of contacts who he's done work for, with combat rating and like he apparently was part of the Gitaron authority, like Navy for a while, so and that's part of like his resume, like I worked for these guys, I know how they operate,
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Well,
um
and unbeknownst to him, he is the short list of one. Um,
right.
Twinkle's not willing to take the Tempest into enemy territory with just the Tempest because we could get away, but we're not going to be loitering any amount of time without backup. The
Right.
problem that does concern Twinkle is that means we have enough budget. If we decide, yeah, we're not even, worrying about anything else, we've got like a grand total of affording him for not long. Like, yeah, 7 days. And that's if we don't pay people on the Tempest. About how long would we project this to be?
It's probably going to take longer than that.
See,
But
so we don't have
um,
the money to even pay him what is needed.
well, here's the thing though. Like you're like this is maybe something that like you're getting from like his application been picking up here as you've been in the Marixa Republic. You're kind of at this point being seen as, and you actually leaned into this, being a spokesperson for Patella, in sort of a diplomatic sense. So it's potentially possible you could lean into that. It all depends on whether you think Commodore Zai would get really pissed off at you if you arranged a deal and said, "Yeah, the government of Patella is willing to pay you this." you know,
You just handed me a credit card, Jesta.
I did not hand you a credit card. I told you that the things that you know, and that it's on your discretion whether you think Zai would get pissed at you for doing that.
No, I heard.
Sounds like a credit card.
It's I Twinkle
It
heard.
sounds like a
It
credit card where you
sounds-
might get shot at the end, but it does sound like a credit card.
Yeah, basically he sees you as negotiate. He sees you as a representative of the government of Patella. That's who he thinks he's dealing with at this point.
WWVD. What would Vesa do?
If we're going with that, then the
What a
answer
role
is
model.
yes.
The answer is yes.
Well, first things first. We need new paint inside. Well, we need a new paint job because it's been scratched already. Anyways, yeah, we could definitely do that. Push those costs off onto Patella. Doesn't bother Twinkle any.
All right, you're gonna send an invoice back to Chorus on Patella, like, yeah,
yeah.
or to Zai or whoever you think you need to send the bell to.
We'll send it back to Patella, but we'll like CC Zai and be like, this lands in his inbox too. It's necessary.
Right.
We'll sign it off as a business expense. That's fine.
We are hiring some mercenaries who don't give a shit what we're doing and why we're doing it. They just want to make money.
Well, why can't you do this yourself, sir? Because this is a research vessel, not a warship. And also, if we need some red shirts, there we go.
And if we come across a river.
Come across the river. Hey, as to my knowledge, Oliver Byrne is the only one that's going to have a problem with that. Well, maybe Xander. Yeah. But you also have some political contacts to try to lean on to try to get permission to go to the system as well.
Yep. Torrent, Smitty, and Kirkesh.
Mm-hmm.
And Xander should have access to the library today.
Yes, Xander will have access to the library. I want to get a feel for what your day looks like here real quick though.
Let's see here.
And then I'm gonna do throw something over at Oliver Byrne, and then I'm gonna get to Xander because Xander's got big reveals.
We had scheduled appointments with Turin and Smitty and Kirkesh. Kirkesh was one of those kind of like afterthought, like, yeah, he'll see us for like 15 minutes.
Right.
Turin was like a brunch. Smitty was a lunch or early afternoon.
Right.
So, yeah, it'll be more of that, but let's see. Who have we plugged for... Let's see. Oh, yeah, the guy who is, already got a job. Sorry, I just died. Rex, we had asked to see what he could figure out about this area. Didn't we still need to sell that medicine?
Um,
Or
Yes.
yes. So
yeah, you'll make a couple hundred credits profit off of that.
2,200 back.
Uh,
well, how much do we spend
essentially,
a piece for those again?
Oh yeah.
All
basically,
Oliver,
Yes.
how much does an MK2 serum of healing cost?
I have a cat across one arm, so
Give me a sec. I'll look.
oh, never mind.
I
you
Forgot
don't
figured
it.
you
make
might
you
remember.
don't you don't make 200 a piece off of them. You make
Yeah.
200 total.
Total. That's what
So
I thought you meant, sir.
well, I've still got to add that
so
total
instead of
amount back.
well, what it was, did you already spend the credits to make them?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did
All
that
right,
like
yeah,
the first
yeah,
time.
I
like
get you. All right,
5 sessions ago, something like that.
all right.
Yeah, 5 now.
Um, the
The fuck?
let's see.
Yeah, Mark twos are
So you're
425 a piece.
So that
Okay.
means we made 3, and then there was the whole scene where you gave back the money to pay back the money that you owed me, because
so
Twinkle gave you a tip.
Yep.
Yeah, and now I'm at like negative 10 credits or something weird like that. Let me see.
Okay, so
Mhm.
we made
well, he
Yeah, negative 100. I have a negative. Well, it
technically
goes
he
right to
put
my
it
debt.
technically you put it back towards the ship funds because it goes back to Zai
Yeah,
in that way because you
Mhm.
exactly.
can't physically you can't you can't hand him credits when you're not
No, I
making
know it's in the ship
advance.
funds. I'm just saying, like,
But
my
yeah,
debt
it'd show
is
up in
now
the
down to
log for
100.
sure.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. So
yep.
I'm okay with that.
So there
Just got
is
to make
that.
100 more.
okay, so Oliver, I have a real quick thing for you here. There's a bit of mystery here involved with what you're going through. You're like running tests on this poison to try to, replicate it. Um, give me a life science roll here.
Can I take 20 on it since this is a time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. I was like, since
Um,
it's a long time, we're
so
doing this
then
for time.
it's pretty much automatically a success.
I was like, it's a 44.
So what you so what you have found out about this poison is made from biological base. It is not a synthetic in any way, shape, or form. And there is a big roadblock for you being able to make this particular poison. You could make a synthetic version that's not going to be quite as effective, but there is one plant in here that is used in the making of this that you cannot identify. You don't even know where this shit grows would grow at. Um, that's there.
Fascinating.
You suspect that it's some sort of fungoid plant material, some sort of fungoid material. Um, but the what kind of fungus and where it comes from, it's potentially some form of mushroom, but you don't have anything on file like the mushroom that would have to have been used for this.
What
Hmm.
It
kind of a
seems like
check would that be?
Life science.
Could
right,
I help?
which you are not even there. Well,
I took a
even
20. I have
yeah,
44.
Okay.
as even if Zafura helps, that's a 44. So basically, this is the if a 44 is not going to find it, it's just not.
Well, no, I
That's
was
a
actually
mystery.
thinking
Yeah.
because she's a Raxolite, she might actually have a bonus to that.
Nope, because this doesn't grow
Where
anywhere.
she's
This
from.
is nope, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It doesn't
Plus, Raxolites aren't fungi, and fungi are definitely not plants.
Mm.
exactly.
They're just fun guys. Ha 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 ha. Ha.
Yeah. Some sort of fungus was used in this that some sort of fungus, potentially mushroom style, was used in this that doesn't grow anywhere or match any known fungus that any of you have ever run across.
though, that would be something eventually to ask Paperleaf Trading Company about. If anybody knows about poison, it'd be them.
Okay, so it's a poison, has unknown fungus, biologically made, which is interesting because that means it is a potentially, it's a mixture of things. It is a creature that consumes and then excretes a poison using the stuff it consumes. Or if it's excreted from the mushroom itself. This is all stuff he's just ranting to himself. He picks up like
Yeah.
a empty cup for a moment, looks at it, sets it down, picks up the cup with his actual tea in it, drinks it. The first cup turns into his mimic and goes into his sleeve.
Right.
I was like, I mean, it's always just somewhere around him. There's just an object that looks like another object nearby. Mimics are great.
Right. It just fucking mimics some random item on his desk.
Yep.
All
Uh,
right.
ooh, that is amazing. I love it. I need to find the source.
So, Twinkle, I want to get some. We'll start with your first appointment. Your first appointment was Turin, right? Turin,
Yep.
and so maybe you like are able to. You're sitting there talking to Turin. You've made like the your appointment, uh, and it's just kind of sitting across from you. She's like, "So, what was so important you needed to meet with me? I not that I want to seem ungrateful or I've actually rather been meaning to. Actually rather happy to be able to sit and have a conversation with you. Unfortunately, I have a few items on my docket today.
Oh no, of course, absolutely. Um, well, first and foremost, I was just especially after the dinner, wanted to, mention that. Oh gosh, I'm not good at this. Let's use a diplomacy check because that's not going to fix it, but it's a start. Where are you, Twinkle? There you are.
Where is Twinkle?
Where? Yeah. If I were better at this, let's see. All right, let's. Not horrible.
All right. So what do you
More or
say?
less, basically, just reiterating, here on behalf of Patella, we'd like to establish some, hopefully establish some goodwill here on Marixa towards Patella, but also we were actually interested in getting into the system that we need to get into. Get her on. Yes? No. No.
Well,
Whatever the specific system's called. Thank you.
the system that Sansorgus is in. Mhm.
Yes.
She's like, there's been a lot of heavy raiding. Not be a good idea to go there. There's a like, it's pretty dangerous in there. Why would you need to be going there? Just out of curiosity.
Is there a way to? Hmm.
You
Sorry,
are a science ship.
I know we are a science vessel, but I'm trying to give them as much of a non-answer as possible. Yeah, probably something along the lines of, as a science vessel, there has been some information passed along by. Oh God, how have I forgotten his fucking name already? The person that's really old buddies with Twinkle that he should know the name of. But
Aramal?
thank you. He's too stupid to remember. Thank you.
No. They have
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
it does. It's just sad that it happens to me. Uh. But yeah, talking about, Arturo has mentioned a couple things about the system, as well as some prior interest from Patella and the Patella government. Some things that we would like to investigate Now, be assured that, we would take all due precautions while out there.
She's like, well, your people do have a reputation for being able to handle themselves. The fight with the Hell Knights couldn't have been easy. She's like, and you're going there for scientific research?
Our hints had been pointing us towards what planet again?
Sensorgus.
Okay, yes. Yeah, specifically Sansorgus. Um, yes, we've heard some rumors that there might be some things that we are interested in there. Yeah.
She's like, well, she's like, I've known Arturo Aramal for quite some time. And while this doesn't seem like I'm willing to go out on a limb in favor of trying to promote good relationship with Patella. I am still hoping that we can win the fight to recognize your sovereignty. There's a little bit deadlocked right now, but I think a gesture might. I could support a gesture like that, but you'll have to get you'll have to get someone else on board. I won't be able to pull it alone.
Oh, I have several other meetings that are going to be happening today. Hopefully, specifically with representatives Smetty and Kakesh. Hopefully, we can get all three of you to agree on the same thing. That would be, from what I have seen, quite the accomplishment, and hopefully something that Patella can show as a symbol of goodwill.
It's like she she's like well then, I hope you manage to find enough support for your mission. She's like, you'll want to. She's like, Smetic, Senator Nicomockery will probably want a lot more solid answer. It's more in the way of concrete answers. And Kirkesh, Senator Felev, that's an uphill battle. But I think everything with him is.
Mm.
It's like,
Well, hopefully he'll be in a good mood today.
I was like, she says, if you can at least get Smetty on board, we might be able to push that through.
I'm hoping so. I definitely want to do this the right way, and I don't see another alternative to doing it.
And she, she's like, now, perhaps you could give me a little information about Patella. I've heard that there's a great deal of Jesuit deposits on there, as well as some gold and a few other minerals.
Has she heard right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Jesuit was part of the reason that the Hell Knights took the planet while the crew was separated.
You have to realize Twinkle wasn't there.
No, but
you know.
you have been to Patella and known, and you would know that there are Jesuit mines there.
Right, but that's
So
not
it's literally
something
yeah,
the player knows. I don't think I have
right.
ever heard conversations
Well,
about that. That's why I'm asking.
right. Yeah, no, there are. You're right. But yeah, there are big deposits of Jesuit and gold there.
So she's
The
wanting to
gold,
know about the gold and
yeah,
Jesuit.
she's wanting to know about the natural resources, which makes a certain amount of sense because, you know, I mean, you don't generally often try to do business with people who don't have anything for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be
Yeah,
pretty. He would give the standard party line of, "Yeah, there's Jesuit, there's gold. We're currently in the process of making, we're in the process of mining that, and you know,
The
uh,
zoological
but
discoveries alone.
yeah,
yes,
that's probably something that she also brings up. She's like, I understand there's some rather interesting creatures there. I've heard tale of things called slug hogs or trakens and worse. Well, and more exotic.
Okay,
Weird bird
so
whose eggs get eaten.
Twinkle the person knows
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Gunnar the character does not. Gunnar the player hasn't actually heard of these before, so I'm
Yeah.
glad I get to know about these.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably confirm and go into detail about them and other things.
You know, and I think the rest of the meeting with her is a little bit of small talk about current events, and she kind of asked a few questions about Patella. She's interested, genuine, has a genuine
Right.
interest. Um, but
Yeah, and probably mention. So solid answers. In your oh gosh, in your opinion, when it comes to what is Smedek's last name again? I need to write this down.
Nicomockery.
Knickerbocker. Perfect.
Well,
I know Nickomockery. Yeah. Representative Nickomockery. Would he be as interested in some of the resources that Patella has available or at its disposal?
possibly, but he'll never show that he's interested.
Hmm.
Um, he's a he's a bit of a pragmatist. He's a moderate and a pragmatist. He'll weigh the cost of doing business with. Um, he'll weigh the political costs a lot more heavily. Personally, I think we're already big enough that we shouldn't have to curry after the Pact World's favor or the Vescariums. But uh, Smedic, he's a little bit more concerned about the political image of doing business with one of the galaxy's most notorious, um, galaxy's most notorious and most violent criminals. I
Hang on.
should,
Once upon a time,
yeah,
uh, well, Chris, didn't we have somebody working on videos, um, propaganda to basically be like,
We
no, that wasn't us.
we definitely have propaganda videos out, but the problem is, of course, is
It's
the
propaganda,
right
but
has
sure.
been the right has been, discrediting us as much as possible, whether they have the proof or not.
Yeah,
they,
but still, it's something
they,
to be like, we're not the horrible people you think we are. I mean, sure, we've
Right.
done
And
things we're not proud of, like plundering
right.
technically
tombs,
you don't
robbing
know it, but we're
graves.
about to get a heck of a PR boost. We did just save a bunch of people on the Adari.
Right.
So
You know, double
They,
parking, but we never killed anyone we knew.
well, I mean,
we tried to
basically,
save people.
basically PR,
You did have Slack Flap.
basically newsreels like came out like there were on news reporters that were on the scene for some of their most violent acts had film out there before they had a chance to like respond or head it off. It was
Yeah.
that thing where it's like they were before they had a chance to tell their side of the story. Video was already out there of them shooting up the Holovid Awards.
And so I'm
You
gonna
know,
be
Right.
like,
From now on, when
yeah.
people ask about that, I'm just gonna be like, I was blacked out the whole time.
So that's not you
um,
holding a gun right there? No, it is. I just don't remember.
um, yeah, and you're pretty well aware of why the galaxy thinks the fire strike is so low of the fire strike.
Yeah.
You've seen like the news reports. You saw them before you joined the fire strike. So even when you joined, you were like, "Shit, these are dangerous people," you know.
Oh, sure.
Um,
It's just the problem is now we have
yeah,
to rely on getting Smedic in. We can't,
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so if it's I'm trying to find any way to appeal to his sense of, you know,
Pragmatism.
yes, that's the word, or yeah. I was going to say yeah. Just yeah,
You
cuz I'm
pretty
not
much
holding
have
out much hope for Kirkesh.
you pretty much have to convince him that the benefits of doing business with Patella and you actually don't even have to convince him about the benefits of doing business with Patella specifically, because that's a completely different argument. That's like whether get recognize your sovereignty. The bigger thing is your main thing here is that you've got to get him to let you into to back permission for you to get into the system you need to get into, and you have to convince him that the benefits of doing that outweigh the risks, the political risks of backing that.
Yeah.
So, but I think you've got. But yeah, uh, we'll run over there really quickly here. We'll do your um, dinner, your mid afternoon with Smetic Nicomachery, and I think maybe like he meets you at his office. Um,
Mm.
he actually has you in the meat and potatoes part of his day. Um,
Yep.
he's you kind of get it. You get to his office, and he's kind of like, and he's a gnome. That's right. And he's dressed in a fairly fine suit. You know, and it looks like he's just getting off of a holocom with somebody when you come in. He's got
Sure.
like a super high tech looking office. Very modern with smooth swooping designs and integrate and the technology is just integrated into everything.
Mm.
Um, so
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Zafira is gonna show up for Schmitty because she actually liked him at the party, even if you were like, yeah, I'm fine." So when you get there, she's like in the lobby waiting for you.
Mm. I wonder why.
um,
It's not like she
yeah.
thinks she's better at this than Twinkle.
Mm, She's just
and
more comfortable. That's why she's here to help. She's your wing woman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I think you come in, Smetic is like, no, no, no. I agree that resolution goes a little too far. Maybe we can work with it. No, maybe we can work with them and get the wording doctored up a little bit. Maybe get a few extensions and provisions. No, it's fine. That's it's gonna
He's
be
still on
harder to
his.
get concessions on the yeah. He's like, look, I gotta go. I got a meeting. No, no, I'll call Kirkesh this afternoon, later tomorrow. I'm not gonna talk to him today. Too full of a docket. And you're like, all right, yep, and hangs up. He's like, sorry about that. It's a busy day. Got a lot of things going on. There's
No.
several proposals that need to be ironed out about, you know, tax incentives for companies, right, with the cost of the bureaucracy costs for all of the licensing. Uh, you'd think that uh, you'd think that these were issues that weren't already settled 2 years ago. What can I
Oh,
do for you,
of course, I
Mr.
understand you're
Bailey?
busy. I won't be. I'm going to try and take up as little of your time as possible. It is valuable. 35.
All right.
All right. Uh, so, I just wanted to reiterate again. I am here on behalf of Patella, and would like to see what I can do to hopefully have Patella put our best foot forward in what we hope is a fruitful relationship with Marixa. To that end, I've already met with one of your colleagues, uh, Representative Turin.
Yeah. He goes. He said I imagine she couldn't wait to get the chance to talk to you. He goes, she's been fairly interested in Patella. Uh, Apparently, not entirely certain what the end game is there, but she seems to think that there's some benefit to working with Patella.
Well, I seem to think she is interested in Patella for the natural resources as well as the zoological finds that have been coming out of Patella as of late. Um, there's quite a bit there, and as things continue to develop on Patella, it's only going to get better.
He's like, and here's my issue with the whole thing. Now the there's no question that that Marix is probably going to recognize Patella's sovereignty. The question is whether or not we
Impose
sanction
sanctions.
impose sanctions. That's a much tougher pill there, because if we don't follow suit, the packed worlds probably take a bit of well, they'll probably sanction us too. Now, I know I know Representative Torin thinks that we don't need the packed worlds. We can go it alone, and we can. She think, but honestly, we're pretty proud of what we've built here in the Marixa Republic.
As you
Taken
should
a lot
be.
of work, taken a lot of time, but there are those that are a little too enthusiastic. Think that we're one of the biggest players in the galaxy. They wouldn't. Packed Worlds of Veskarium wouldn't have nearly the problems with the Gitaron authority that we have. Truth to tell, both of them have a much bigger military power, and that gives them a lot more political weight. They also beat us on the economy, lots of import export. Do a lot of business with them, and there are some of our colonies that, quite frankly, wouldn't do as well without without the trade from the Pact World. So, what makes me want to risk the the miners and scientists on Techic 3 that depend on supplies that come from the extra supplies that we get trading with the Pact Worlds? How is Patella more important than that?
I. All right. Time for the wingman to step in.
You got me there.
What do you need me to do?
Were you not listening to any of that? That's a little bit out of. Basically, she's saying, "Look, yeah." He's saying, "Look, yeah." I said, I corrected myself. He said, basically, "Yeah, Patella's whatever, but this is more important, and I don't want to lose." Basically, all Twinkle can think to say is, just because you decide not to impose sanctions on us, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to sanction you. And if it ever does get to that point, you can always just threaten future sanctions. Come on, the gears of bureaucracy work slowly.
I would agree with all of that, but I would also mention that. Damn it, I lost it. Hang on.
We have our little telepathy, tiaras.
Yes. And I assume that's how you were asking me anyway.
Yeah.
And you were like, I need some help. And, so.
But, Twinkle would say, I absolutely understand the concern of sanctions. Matter of fact, would you believe it? The people I work for are being threatened with them right now, from lots of different places.
Oh,
that being
I would also mention that the Veskarium has joined our side, and they are a good ally to have. So, yeah.
Right. That being said, not all is as it seems. The Veskarium, for one, is decided to side with Patella and is proving to be an outstanding ally in that effort. To be fair, I think that the Veskarium would be a staunch ally of anyone who did something as brave as that. Now, as for the potential fear of sanctions on your end, I could see that. I would also maybe be a little bit more skeptical, like your colleague Turin, that sanctions aren't something that happen in a day. Also, I don't know if this would be something that most of the Pact Worlds would look at and say is a sanctionable offense. Best case scenario, it gets locked up in some sort of debate for months on end or even years on end. And if it ever does look like it's starting to get that hot, just threaten sanctions on Patella. Do something like that, just enough to, well, Appeasement's a heck of a thing, I've heard.
He's like, he kind of, he's like, he gets out of his chair and kind of walks towards his window and kind of looks at it. He goes, I was hoping you wouldn't mention the Vescarium. That makes it's a pretty damn convincing argument. It would mean we'd have to shift a lot of trade to the Vescarium, and it'd make them a lot closer allies, or it'd make them a lot closer business partners. But
Is there something
I
wrong
don't
with the
know.
Vescarium?
No, they are a very powerful force. We just, maybe this would help maybe this might, in the end run, help our relationship with them.
And, like I said, Marixa's a smart place full of smart people. I don't foresee... I don't not foresee a future where Marixa is potentially friends with all of these places and avoiding sanctions from all of them. You have some of the brightest minds in the galaxy here. If anyone could do it, Marixa could.
And it's like, you ever think about becoming a politician? That could have been a slogan.
Wow.
I
words
like
are
the
hard.
idea
You
that
got
he
this.
actually fumbled over those words. Just had one of those moments where it's like, oh fuck, damn it, you know what I mean.
He's just like, yeah, good thing the cameras weren't rolling for that one, huh? They'll tear apart any hitch in your syntax in the media, won't they?
They
Oh,
will.
trust me. Politician is not really for me. I'm a researcher. That's why I'm here. Specifically for your library. Considering people from all over the world, including the Pact World. The Pact Worlds come over here to delve into the secrets you keep within that vast expanse of knowledge. Think about it.
And the dean did say something about you were trying to get access to the library.
And unfortunately, we came at a time that, construction and some repairs were going on.
This is true. We did have the system has been needing an update for quite some time. So we voted to put the money forth towards it, and you're seeing the results. It'll be it's being modernized. A lot of the filing systems and operating systems were out of date. They're being replaced with much smoother running tech and programming. I took a tour last week, a virtual tour of what it's going to look like. Pretty impressive stuff. So
I'm good.
as far as Patella is concerned, it'll take a while for me to build any kind of consensus on that. I'll have to test the waters with some of my political allies and see how they feel about the weight of the Vescarium being behind the Vescarium's lack of sanctions. It might work. Is there anything more immediate I can do for you, since I can't promise anything short term to help you with your quest? I believe your lawyer, Patella's favorite lawyer, Greenfellow, is here. He's been filling out paperwork most of the day for the last couple of weeks, and filing court hearings and briefings. I think he's even spoke in front of the Senate once or twice.
Well, that's something to put down. I didn't know Greenfellow was here.
He told Zai he was leaving, that he was heading to the Marixa Republic weeks ago when you guys were on, probably about a month ago when you guys were on the Conqueror's Forge.
Twinkle would have
And
made
you
him...
were muted, Zai. I can hear him from the other room.
He's still muted.
Yeah.
But so...
I was
Yeah.
saying all kinds of good stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, he would say, Well, in that case, actually, yes. I'd mentioned here we're here for research. That is extended to the library, but also to a location here, well, near here. Unfortunately, you may know this sector is currently on dispute with the Gitaran Authority.
Zarafa
Oh,
pulls out a map.
he's like, yeah, it's gotten pretty bad out there. We've had a couple of science expeditions go up in flames that were out there studying some ruins. They were, it was rather unfortunate. The first thing that happened was the college itself, was the university put a freeze on research expeditions out there. But lately, even merchant ships that have been going through there have been getting hit pretty hard too.
Hmm. Well, that being said, we ourselves are looking for passage. We would absolve any potential issues that arise. We would absolve Marixa from that responsibility entirely. Would already have Patella notified that if something were to happen to us, that was our own risk we took. That being said, there is a location we have heard good things about, and hope that our research in that location would bear fruit.
Bring up the Aramal said that we should go there.
Yeah. In fact, Arturo. You met Arturo
Yeah, I
at
know.
the party last night, or maybe your friends. Um, I happen to be a protege of Arturo's myself, although let's just say, he definitely rubbed off on me quite a bit more than I rubbed off on him. Uh, let's see, but okay.
No.
All right, guys.
No.
he's
Go ahead.
No.
But
no.
yeah, God, no. the images now. Anyways, go ahead. That being said, even from Arturo,
He's like, what kind of research are you doing?
for the life of myself, I wrote down the planet and now I can't find it. One more time, Chris.
All right, so because he's a gnome, correct me if. Oh wait, no. In order to remember things about gnomes, I need to do a culture check.
Why are you trying to
Wow.
find things out about gnomes?
All right, because I know stuff about gnomes that I think might work in this situation, and I'm going to let him know. And that says I do remember this. So gnomes were kicked out of their real world, right?
Gnomes?
Galorian? Because Galorian exploded.
Well, it
Is
disappeared.
that what happened? All right.
Well, yeah.
If that's what it was, then forget it. Go on. I'm sorry, God. But I do know stuff about gnomes.
Wow.
Or I have no reason to not believe you.
I know things about gnomes.
Sorry, Captain. I thought I had something relevant, but I was wrong.
You just thought about, that planet that actually no one's supposed to know anything about.
Yeah.
But, would mention, specifically, we are headed, now, you're going to have to remind me why we were headed to San Sorgus, what we hoped to find there.
Oh, pre-gap technology?
All right. Oh, yeah.
Technically, that's not a lie.
No, but it is, we're hoping to find what? Not necessarily the Sifter, but if the Sifter were there, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. So,
yeah.
A clue
Anyways.
to pre-gap technology?
Yeah, more or less. Well, I try to keep this a little below, because if everybody had this information, I have a feeling everyone would be knocking on your door, asking permission to get into the sector right now, but we have, clues leading us to St. Sorgus about the potential for pre-gap tech, potentially, or at the very least, some remnants of.
Hmm. Well, our scientists tell us that those places, that Sansorgus is relevant to the Gitaron Authority Hobgoblin history. Pre-gap technology, we've heard nothing about that.
And see, normally I would agree with you, absolutely. But when the information comes from Arturo himself, it's kind of hard not to bite.
Hmm. Tell you what, I'll help you out. But you share whatever technology you find with Marixa Republic.
Absolutely. And
It
if
falls
it
within our borders.
absolutely. And if it turns out we find nothing, then for the time we spend in the sector, I'll make sure that Patella does reimburse Marixa.
All right.
Okay, now you're getting a little out of hand with the credit card, sir.
I love this.
I
This is
didn't say
great.
how
Who
much.
gave this? Who gave this man the credit card? I love this.
Take back
all
the
it,
black titanium card now.
all I needed was that shift in perspective, just to talk about. You guys are here on behalf of Patella, or you say you are.
You were like, well, you leaned into it.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm just imagining Chorus when he gets the first bill from somebody.
It's like,
right.
what the fuck?
Why do we owe $19,000 to these people?
All right.
Because I said so.
I have a couple of more scenes I want to get to here real quick.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want
Oh,
to
wow.
get to Xander real quick. You
Yes.
have you are you're being led to the archives that you're being allowed into. Um, and Isaki and Bazik are, hot on your heels. I think maybe like one of like the guide tried to like tell them that they couldn't in, and Bazik just looked at him and like gave a low growl, and he was like, of course your security can come with. Follow me."
Rolls his eyes, like, dang it, come on, stand your ground. Kind of mental thoughts, because I kind of want to do the research by myself without them two on my heels. Because really, I'm not gonna do full research in here. I'm just gonna find the images, find the information, copy it, and then I can compare it to my notes to find the right information.
So
Mm.
I'm gonna say, eh, like you're led back to the archives, and right now, like the archives that you're led into are, like you're led into like a room where like they have just finished transferring tomes to digital format, and they're like, uh, we have just finished. We just finished transferring all of these tomes into digital format. The like and there's like a master list of like, I'm not entirely certain why the dean prioritized these in particular, but it has to do with, well, I'm pretty sure I know why, because it has to do with like the hobgoblins claims in this in some of our sectors. I know it does.
No.
It's got to. He's like he's like, but anyway, these were some of our oldest books regarding our archaeological finds on some of our worlds. um it is like, I'm to understand that you were given permission um, for a period of 4 hours in the research here. At which time I will be back to show you out and lock up. Um, please be please be careful while you're here and respect the university's property. And I will I'll quit being a distraction. He kind of looks uncomfortable because both Isaki and Bazik are looking at him. And while
Well,
Isaki is just giving him a cold stare, Bazik just looks at him with that look of possibly hungry.
Hmm.
I want to state to the dude that escorted me that I consider all knowledge to be treated with the utmost respect at all times anyway. So that is never a concern with me.
All right. So you give me a computers or a culture check here, whichever you feel more relevant with.
Well, with culture, I can take 20.
You want to do that? That's fine. What's your grand total there?
Uh,
If you take 20,
37.
37. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, so here's what you like. You're going through like a combination of the tomes and the digital formats, just kind of like double referencing and double checking things, and it takes you several hours. And finally, after about 2.5 hours of going through the material, you find a reference like you to a powerful artifact that the early hobgoblins called the Pagrisi. Um, it was said to be a powerful artifact from the before times, as it's called, and it's a uh, supposedly the last known location that the hobgoblins have seen for this Pagrisi was on Sansorgus, where there was said to be a great battle fought. Um, there was the culmination of some great war, and the Pagrisi was last seen there. Its fate is unknown, but it's there is a reference. You also find a couple of references in the guide in the book tomes. Um, that there is a like footnote about and something called the Order of Definition. Um, there's a reference to it that's like see this other book about the code about the order of definition. Um, but the book it's referencing appears to be missing.
Is okay.
And there's
Is
great
was that
deal of
one digitized?
that. Nope, it's missing from both digital and physical copy.
Okay.
It
Is there a way to trace the last known location that this library had it, or the last time that this library had it,
this
or if they had it at all?
library so maybe this is a thing that like you're picking up on like here like the that there is like you're also kind of like suspect of some of this data being that it's and I think maybe Isaki points it out like when she realizes the same because she's researching too. Maybe she points out she's like this facility is undergoing reconstruction. Is it possible that resources have been removed from the premises?
I have the same inclination, but if we can find out when they were removed, we can follow where they went, like security footage of. I realize there's people here doing construction and stuff and moving and digitizing, but if we know what the book looks like, the physical book looks like, we can follow where that book goes and why it didn't get like the book before it and the book after it got
Yeah, like
cataloged and this one didn't for some reason, and what did they do with the physical book?
yeah, did someone stick it on this right shelf, but like 2 rows up?
That too.
Didn't I request Rex look into the construction company?
I think you had Rex looking into like just basically getting the lay of the land, trying to figure
Okay.
out like where things were going to be at and what you needed. And I think you also pretty much had him watching the Vesk Isaki and Bazik as well.
Uh, yeah, that's why I rolled a 33 for stealth.
Yep.
Gotcha. Because basically, yeah, the next thing he's going to be asked to do is, hey, could the company have got, I want to know everything about the company because somebody came in and stole it. Was it somebody pretending to work for the company?
Yeah, when was
Somebody
the last
actually?
checkout date for the book?
That's the weird thing. Let's you want to give me a computer check to see if you can find out how long ago this book has been checked out the last time.
Scott,
Hold it
you
2.
got this.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
hard to
wait,
say.
are you a scholar?
Yes,
Reroll.
that's right. I can read
Oh, yeah, you can.
which one, and then if I
As a
reroll,
fellow scholar.
there.
Yeah!
So
Does that mean
that's
that Zai is a gentleman and a scholar?
so
And a villain.
there. So what you get from this Xander, um, what you get from this Xander is basically this: the book itself hasn't been checked out for a long time. Um, it's been years since it was actually checked out. It also does not seem to be a very large, very long or big book.
I wouldn't think
Like,
it would be. It'd have to be something easily transportable.
Something they could fit in their pocket. Uh,
yeah,
I'm not there, but is there a name?
What's the author of the book? Because that would at least list that. They have the title, the order of definition, but who's the author on it?
okay. Well, the author. Let's see.
Chester wasn't ready for that one.
No, I was not.
The author formerly known as Slef.
Haha! I'm a weird Easter egg right now!
Right, what a twist. I
Right.
knew about it all along.
It was before the accident.
Yeah. Should ask me about the accident happened when he was a child.
I
Let's
know.
be real.
It was written by one Rolf Darkellen.
Mm.
Darkalen.
I've heard of him. He's got good books.
Actually, he's very obscure. Like you've heard of him, but he was often considered to be kind of crazy for his time. He was one of those guys who tracked down historical conspiracy theories.
Mm.
So,
So he'd be a
um,
roadie for the Keepers now. Got it.
yeah, he's one of the he's one of those guys that would definitely be like he like um the
Living in a cabin in the woods type of person by
yeah
himself with
Mm.
extra locks and a moat and turrets and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
he's the guy that's like, actually, most people think that this
Is he?
civilization was like this, but actually, I believe it was like this, and here's the things I think are proof. You know, um, so he's been a bit discredited by most of the scientific community. Um,
Is he still
although
alive? Is what I'd want to know.
he was a human, and he died over 100 years ago.
All right, so we have to invent time travel in order to talk to him in person. Got it.
Leave it to humans to be the conspiracy theorists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that reaches an impasse for this particular research. Um,
hmm
Send those two buttheads off to kind of look for other books while I research the original order of the androids.
The you're
The
researching what?
loyalty class.
Yeah,
Oh,
the loyalty class. That's what it was.
the loyalty class of androids.
Yes.
I think this is one of those that's going to take Um, this is probably going to take about the rest of your time if you're taking 20 on this one as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to
there,
get some information on that before, so I have that in my repertoire. But I don't want Doofus Butt and Butthead to know.
well, like there, Isaki is not going to leave, your side, and Bazik is going to stick pretty close. But you do find, um, well, you do find, you don't find anything definitive, but you find that there are references to the loyalty class line of Android for as long as there's references to androids. And there's even theories that androids have actually been around far longer than anyone expects. But there are a lot of android theorists that talk about like, no, we were around long before humans made us. You know, we've existed prior to humans. We just were different. Um, but there's always been some reference to the loyalty line, whether through individual androids or whether through um, you know treatises on the frames, technical treatises on the frames of the loyalty class android and how their design is, you know, somehow all the same and yet all different from more modern androids. But what you're finding is that um, definitive confirmation that the loyalty line has existed for a very, very long time. For at least as long as there's some sort of recorded history. The android population, there has been, um, you know, the loyalty line. Nobody knows exactly who first designed them or when you know, or what their original intent was supposed to be.
Okay, so that was just about the stuff I wanted to know because that
And
was kind of a cool avenue.
right, the one interesting thing is though, anytime that the any the references to the order of definition have about a 75% matchup to references of the loyalty line. In other words, like a, anytime that there's some big event that seems to have to do with that where the order of definition it shows up, like the one or two footnotes, also seem to coincide with some reference to the loyalty line of androids. And I need you to make me first an intelligence check, and I'll make one for Isaki and Bazik as well.
I'm sure Bazik is gonna just rock it.
Hey,
Do
you know,
actually
rocks
scratch
used.
that. Make it a perception roll.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, that
All
makes
right.
more
Well,
sense.
I already made one, so
I was gonna say rocks used to be pretty
go
dumb. Then we put
Isaki.
lightning in them, and now we play CS:GO on them.
That is true.
True.
All right. So 33, 24, 15. All right. So now I need reflex saves from everyone from from everyone, but Rex, Xander, and Isaki all get a +2 bonus to your reflex save.
No. Okay.
Wait, everyone?
Magic
Everyone?
gets no plus.
No,
No,
everyone that's in the library.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you literally said everyone, but then you said they all get a +2. I was like, why'd you list them if you just? I was confused.
No, Bazik is the only one who gets no
Oh,
plus.
Bazik's there. Okay.
Holy shit, Rex.
Xander's good.
And
Go
then
Xander.
I need.
Yeah, I already put the +2 in there, so that's what I got. 31.
And let's.
Always love when I look at things and I go, "Aw, the jester did that because his eye."
All right.
You're so vain. You
So
probably think this song is about you.
Go Isaki too. Good job. 2 natural fucking crits for fucking saves.
all right. So
Ow.
those of you who passed your savings, who passed a let's see.
What was the DC?
That's what I'm trying to think. I
Man.
think the DC was 20, and
Okay.
those who made that take half that damage. Those who didn't take the full damage. And the last thing we see right now, we actually cut away. Like we see this moment where like Xander and Isaki and Rex all at the same time realize that there's something going on and hear just the faintest sound, and then we get an outside shot of the building as it blows the fuck up and starts collapsing in on itself.
God damn it, Xander. You had one job.
And
Oh my god.
and we're going to cut away real quick and we're going to cut back to Broken Rock. And maybe we see Broken Rock as like the blue ember approaches. And even here, you guys are going to have to shuttle back and forth. Because there's,
Yeah.
who's on the command staff that goes to Broken Rock proper? Like, you guys have gotten there. You see, like, you don't see the Fire Shrike docked anywhere, but you hear, like, when you guys come in, like, they're like, oh, the Fire Shrike's waiting for you,
Yay.
but you don't see it. You have no idea where the Fire Shrike is at.
I assume it's on pad 42 AC34.
Well,
Not a bad assumption,
No.
Captain.
maybe
Uh,
you maybe you actually see it,
I
but you don't know
ask.
that that's what it is. Where did you ask? Yeah, they
I'm like, what pad? Park is next to him, or
yeah
have us
they
park
they
next to him the first time.
they have you parked next to a destroyer class vehicle that is completely unfamiliar to you.
Right, but it does say Fire Shrike on the side.
I don't believe they managed to get a paint job in on it. So, no. they,
Not yet.
I
There's
didn't.
2 pirate skulls.
Okay.
but there
Well, at
is,
least they got pirate skulls.
but you do get like from Scramjet, on the, from like,
Actually, wait.
he's,
Isn't Broken Rock big enough for us to actually park the Ember?
no, the
It's still
Ember
too
is
big.
still
Okay,
too big, yeah. But you do
just
get
making sure.
you do get a uh, you do get a comms from Scramjet like, hey, Commodore,
Yeah.
um, you the there's been a lot going on and a lot to talk about, and yeah, we're in a destroyer class vessel now. It looks like shit, but we basically had to bring it back to life from over a year dead.
Hmm. I see. Where's Shaba?
Well, funny thing is, the council sent word that she's on official council business. Left the ship in our hands.
Okay, just
There's
1 second.
also another situation you're gonna have to deal with.
I got you. Go ahead.
Um,
Tell me the situation, and then I'll say 1 second.
we got a prisoner, a spy. Um,
Okay. What did they spy on? Who do they work for?
why don't you come on over and we'll explain the situation.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, I look around and I'm all like, hmm. Is an interesting model of a best ship. They didn't make very many of these. And
Burnward. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead, Bernward. I
I
was
was gonna
just about to
say.
holler at you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
Burnward and Qualu should probably be going on this if there's a spy
eh,
involved. That seems like a
yeah,
pretty
that's true.
appropriate thing.
Ooh, let's take Nerks. Do you want to come?
Yeah, Nurse will come.
Okay. But since we have this moment, we have to stop by the tech bay real quick because Pix suit should be finished growing by now
Oh, sick.
because we had time to upgrade his armor.
Nice.
And we got him what? Duramon oak armor. It's the heavy armor version of what I wear.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's alive and it smells nice.
It smells
Yeah,
nice.
Hmm.
yeah, so you guys land and get and you guys land and get the and go to the to the new fire strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where I'm actually when we get here, of course, I send all the normal messages. I make sure that oh wow, why can't I remember his name? Um, my old nemesis. He's on the council.
Dame's Kiln.
Yeah, Vance. I make
Captain
sure that
Kiln.
Vance knows, and I also send messages to Chunderbucket and Zaradin if he's here.
All right. Um, you get a response of a sort of like, yeah, we'll maybe we'll get a beer later from Kiln.
Okay,
Zaradin, you don't get a response from, but
at least right
uh,
away.
maybe somebody probably would mention, like maybe you probably hear somebody talking and passing about Zaradin is off on some business.
Okay,
Um,
everyone that
the
comes on the second shuttle
mhm.
needs to be my people who gather information for me. Okay,
So,
go on.
but yeah, you walk on board, and it's an old Vescarium style destroyer. It's
Mm,
old, and it's obviously been worked up to a large degree. Scramjet and Wreck are waiting for you there. When you get in, I think Scramjet's like, so Merch was trying to do some sort of weird illegal experiments on somebody, so Shaba kicked him off. When the nurse Jerkazal came back, we figured she just didn't have any loyalty to him, and she was probably more interested in making money working with us, or perhaps he mistreated her or something. Never did say much when he was around. Of course, we get to Broken Rock. Well, I think I should probably start far before that. So Merch blew up the fire shrike. That's why we're in this now.
Yeah.
mm,
Um, Apparently, somebody put some financial backing behind him, and he had a whole lot of mercenaries and drug dealers. It took a lot. They ambushed us while we were on our way back from dealing with two plagues and a drug epidemic start that was exacerbated by him. And they they blew up the fire shrike. Preliminary reports say Whistle Fizz says that somehow they snuck a bomb on board. They had
mm.
some sort of infiltration specialist. Um,
Tell me
and
more.
now, so after we managed to deal with that fight, Merch got away, by the way.
Yay.
Wasn't any
We'll deal with that
stopping.
later.
Um, but we got back here to Broken Rock, and well, Nurse Jerkdazal isn't a Nurse Jerkdazal. she's a something else, and she was the spy, and she made an attempt on Zeridan's life. Rec probably kicks in. And is like, my understanding was that she was darn near successful, and Zeridan were maybe a lesser personage and had lesser personages on his crew. Well, we might be one friend less. Um, However, after her capture, upon investigation and research, apparently been operating in the Pact Worlds for a while. She's one of them Nech Sidoran Drow-elves from some house called Zimlothi. Uh,
Hmm.
Can I make a mercenary check on that one?
you can, but you're not likely to find a lot out.
That's fine, you know. I know that they handle their stuff in house, but who would I be if I wouldn't roll for literally everything, Sean?
Right, right. Maybe you've
Uh,
maybe you've heard of like the Nech Sidara in general. You don't know a lot about like their forces, but there are people who have been concerned about their influence and the potential of spies and what have you. Um, it seems like they've become a bigger fucking quantity within the galaxy, but not
Hmm.
a whole hell of a lot is known about them.
Hmm.
Other than their drow elves, and hadn't even heard that they were hardcore traditionalists until like you like sort of connected with the intelligence people here with the Fire Shrike who've gotten a little bit more information.
Okay.
But the but Rec continues like, well, things being what they are, she's been their punitive measures have been taken, but Zeridan himself suggested that given her level of ability to infiltrate, she could potentially be useful to us. And, well, apparently, failing her mission, they'll now try to kill her any chance they get. So send her back. She probably ends in a body bag. Um, Keep her around. Zeridan's thinking is that she might be a potential source of information or at least talent to some extent. But, if we're willing to take on the baggage and well, all things been revealed lately, I think we've had some people with quite a lot of baggage with us.
right. I expect that you have a very thorough report for me to read.
It's like, I do. After action reports for for combats that have been measured and taken will be arriving upon your inbox fairly soon. Ship's
Mm.
operational status, I'm sure that Scramjet's like, we'll have a report for you. Whistlefizz is still working out the minor details. We're kind of operating on a skeleton crew with this thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
Bernward would actually say, well, you're a fellow security officer. What do you think about this Zimlothi assassin?
my estimation on it is that, well, first of all, I'm not certain that even Merch knew she was. Merch was knew she was a spy, which means she got one over on everybody. Rode with us for months. I know it says I personally feel that she could be that she's a potential security risk, and I believe that she's also a threat risk, given the fact that it'll draw whatever assassins come to kill her right to our doorstep.
Mm.
Yeah, no, he would totally agree with that. He'd just be like, sounds like a liability, but you're the Commodore, not me.
Qualu says, Qualu probably chimes in, is like, however, Zeradan's point does remain a good salient one. Twinkle we brought on board because he was able to sit among people who as a stowaway and an outcast, and made himself a friend
Flourish.
to everybody. A friend to everybody. But most of them were minors with one or two people with any real talent. This one managed to fool all of us, and none of us are exactly what you would call green. And it says, having nowhere else to go may be a good motivator. Plus, if she knows she's got people who are trying to kill her, she may be a little bit more inclined to be forthcoming with the people who are able to keep her from dying.
Okay, is the Fire Shrike 4.0 the correct like ship?
No, the Mark V.
Mark
Mark
5. Okay.
God, Mark V.
Yeah,
What
it's
has
the
it
fifth
been? Year and a
Spitfire too.
half?
No. It's been 3 years since I got out of prison.
No, I
Why
mean
didn't
IRL.
Oh, okay.
why didn't you put all of this stuff into the actual box?
Wait,
Nope. That's
I'm not even seeing the 5.0. I see the Spitfire 5.0.
no, I'm looking at I see the Spitfire, but
It's just
Fire
the
Strike
very
MKV basically.
yeah. That's Mark V. That's how you do
Yep.
Mark
Row
V.
maneuver.
yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Brian, I like that. Yeah, that's Mark V.
Yeah, MKV Mark
Uh,
V.
Oh,
No,
some of the yeah, I know. I was just explaining it
Oh,
directly
man.
as because I was looking at Spitfire 5.0 and I think that was what he was looking at too.
Right,
So
right.
yes, that is what I was looking at. You'll
Um,
show
I
me
was
later. It's fine.
helping to clarify.
Is there a brig on that boat or
Nope. I've got
no?
her locked in
this
one of the private rooms.
that
Ah,
thing
okay.
is nothing but a warship.
Yeah.
I understand, sir. I just I didn't know and I was trying. Um, cool. Well,
Apparently her real name is Ovesh.
hmm.
how did that one fucking random orc know what Zimlothy was?
Because
That's a good question.
orcs deal with the drow all the time.
Huh. I mean, fair.
So if he was a mercenary of any kind or he worked for another house, he'd know at least their like
Yeah.
opponents and proponents.
Yeah, true.
And
It's just that
maybe
orc didn't
like
really
yeah.
get the story that he deserved, apparently. Because shit, I'm interested now. What kind
Now
of
you're
life
like,
he led? Like fucking, I was
Where
gonna
was
just.
the orc?
He
Was
was
that
on the planet.
he was on Vesk 7.
Yeah, he was the guy that
okay.
Merch was going to fucking experiment on.
Yep.
Oh, that orc. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just some random homeless orc that he picked up off the street. Like, just fucking, he was just like, "Yep, I'm
There's
going."
been a few orcs now. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go meet her.
Yeah. And I think let's see. God damn it. Brian Ryan, I think maybe like since you've taken an interest in the Fire Strike and you've been watching it, you probably saw Captain Zai and Commodore Zai and his entourage go over and head into the Fire Strike. Maybe this is something where you were like eating food from a food vendor on the street or whatever from across the way, and turn around just in time to see them go up the cargo ramp and what have you.
Stalkers are fun.
Yeah. Um.
This would be the perfect time to knock because I'm gonna be like, who the hell is here now?
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna yell at you.
Um,
Captain Zai.
Yeah. Maybe you hear
so
somebody
for
yelling at you
ease of
from outside
this,
of the ship.
yeah, for ease of this, let's just say that the cargo bay door was still open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, I'm not assuming that we're gonna like backtrack for this, and I'm like, Kolnak shouldn't be off the ship.
Ugh,
Who's that?
you don't remember? I worked on the original Fire Strike when you first docked here. Oh, Jesus Christ. What they doing to you out there?
Hmm.
And
Well,
yes, he was actually born on Broken Rock and has worked the
Yep.
docks all the time.
Oh wow,
Yep.
let's see.
makes
So
He's
sense.
one
The
of the
captain
few
wouldn't know all
people.
the little people.
Yeah. And he's one of the
let's
few
see if I
people
do.
that actually would be born.
Yep.
Oh, do I remember him? That was actually way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Um, hard to say. I mean, there a lot of people that have worked the docks, like loading things and stuff here and there. And the Fire Strike has come into port. The Fire Strike and the Spitfire, original Spitfire,
Well,
have come into port damaged here before, and had to have
original Captain's Eye coming to Broken Rock would be way more likely to remember those kind of people because those were the people that were his people at the time. Does that make sense?
right.
Let's say him and
Yeah.
Kolnak always had arguments what was better, his drink or him making his
Uh-uh.
whiskey.
Okay.
Uh,
So when Kolnak gets here, that'll be fun. All right. Um, can we help you?
Oh. Been trying to tell these daft people there's problems with your goddamn drift drive on this. The computer's been telling me there's been errors all through it, and they're just not listening.
Are we not running Oh wait, it's yeah, it's just a warship. No, we're not. Okay. Um, so that makes sense there. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Show me. Come on in.
And he literally takes you right to the bay. He has been talking to the computer.
Mm,
yeah. Maybe
note to self.
Do you
Upgrade.
notice
Got it.
for a mechanic, he has no drone?
you've seen
Does
this
he
before.
have an experimental weapons platform?
Well,
Well,
maybe next to Cortex, but
Oh,
I'd
okay, okay.
say
I've been
because
wanting to see someone play one of those forever.
well, Elgas had an exocortex as well, so
No, I meant
I
experimental
don't
weapons.
notice his special weapon,
um, no,
but I will take note that there's no noise.
um, maybe it's just like this, like you have engineering as well as
Yeah, that's
I.
true. Maybe I
Give
get
me
it
an
there.
engineering check.
Hi. Oh, okay, now I see it.
So maybe it's not so much that there's something directly wrong with the drift drive. There's something wrong with the way that it's modulating through like the junctions and what have you. It's a variance that's it's a variance that you would say that like looking at it, Vector would have been all over eliminating the small point of variance.
Mm.
Kolnak probably would have looked at it and said it's still within tolerable parameters. Whistle Fizz, you're Whistle Fizz probably looked at it and said it's not a problem yet, but
Well, and at this
it's
point,
enough of a variance it would
Whistlefizz has heard about this guy trying for his job anyway and has shown
yeah,
up. So
yeah.
I'd think at him and I'd be like, "So, what was your analysis of this?"
He'd probably answer back, tolerable. Probably got another 2 months before we needed to replace the couplings on it. However, a cup had of normal usage, but
Mm.
given the amount of like given the amount of damage that this ship has taken, or given the fact that they just brought this ship back to life a matter
Mm.
of maybe a week and a half ago, like
Right, right.
he's still working on trying to get. It was basically something he'd noticed, but it wasn't on the top of his list with all of the other things he had to do.
Nice. All
you're
right.
unworried about the couplings. I'm talking about the quantum hyperdrive modulation system. It's out of
Yeah.
sync. That thing
That was why we
go
were syncing
anytime.
back and forth at that time. But when you say that, I go, "Cool. Fix it. You have access to the tools that you need, and we'll just see how you do, sir."
Yeah, he rolls up the sleeve on his left arm, and the thing tools just pop out of his fingers and around his wrist.
Oh, nice. You got that upgrade. I like that one.
That's his. What do they call?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
good craftsmanship.
custom.
I like
That's his
that.
custom rig.
All right.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
opens it up and goes to town on it.
And it's just like, yeah, it's basically the kind of thing that Whistle Fizz is just like, wasn't the top priority of my list. It's
Well,
like this
and
is yeah.
when I thought at Whistle Fizz, it wasn't in an angry tone. I just wanted to
Yeah.
see what Whistle Fizz said before we asked him. By the way, you know I'm Captain Zive, and I realize you may have already told me your name, but I need you to actually say it again.
It's Ryan O'Dragon.
Okay, Ryan O'Dragon.
Aye. And
Eh.
sort of going at it, and he starts welding. It's like he's welding something, but you can't see a crack. But his eyes have lit up, and they're just like,
Oh, nice.
there. Ah, that was a semi-molecular crack in there, yeah. Whatever you are, a whistle fizz. What is a whistle?
He's a gnome. He's like
Oh, Jesus!
he,
No wonder.
he looks at you and
Ah.
he looks at
Oh,
you and
ow.
he looks at you and he goes, you know, I know you're just trying to piss me off. So I'm just gonna say you haven't met Nurks yet, so you can't piss me off. And he
Good luck.
walks off.
Nurx
And
is here.
What's a nurse?
Good fucking
Nurks goes,
point.
Nurks looks at you and goes, I'm Nurks, you fucking wannabe. And she goes, she's like, Captain, are we really gonna take on a bunch of goddamn starry-eyed, what, a bunch of starry-eyed fanboys?
Starry-eyed fanboys. Listen here, you little green bastard.
Oh, you're gonna call me green. Oh, like it's not obvious. My skin is green. Oh my god, I'm so injured and so wounded.
Yeah,
Hey,
Burnward.
Yeah, but
everybody,
you're
the
green
new
like the
guy has
shit that
color
comes out of you.
vision. The new guy has color vision. Tell
Burnward.
me when you got a real
He's
insult. And she just like
walking
flips you
over
off
to
and
Nurk.
walks away.
No, yeah,
All right.
No,
no. Burnward is
he starts following Nurks and starts rolling up his sleeves. All right,
Burnward.
you shite little green bastard. Get over
Yeah,
here and get
Yeah,
him.
no, Burnward is definitely getting between the two of them, and probably also is like, all right, bud, take one more step towards Nurks, and you're gonna have your head looking the wrong way. Also, Nurks, you did call him the new guy, so I think you're putting in a vote for yes.
No, I didn't say he was a
Uh,
new guy. I said he was a fucking wannabe.
Followed by new guy.
all right. So
Oh,
I checked
you
out the
just watch
job.
it there.
Are you saying that to Burnward?
Let's see.
No, he's saying it to Nurks, and he's looking.
Oh, okay.
You get out of your power armor, and I'll show you what a fight to be.
Oh, Burnward looks at you and then looks at the captain with this look of just like, oh, please.
Enough.
Nurks actually turns around and goes, "Oh, this ought to be fucking good."
Y'all got intimidated.
And she literally like walks over and leans up against like a console or something, and like pulls out her flask and goes, "Oh no, don't let me stop you," and takes a
Burnward
drink.
is obviously showing
right.
his restraint.
So let's start here. You did a good job. You're hired. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. You start out as an intern. You still get paid. And this guy's your boss until otherwise stated. And he points at Whistle Fizz.
What do you mean? I got to answer
Burnward.
to the leprechaun.
Yes, to the leprechaun, whatever that might be.
He's
Now,
like, "That's leprechaun, sir, to you." And he kind of smiles with like a disarming smile.
God. I love Whistle Fizz. He's always
I
been
need
so
to talk
good.
to Vesa about getting payroll done and getting your shots from. Oh, Glycil's back. Hi, Glycil. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, Glycil is just like, he's like, "Captain," he's like, "I'm pretty sure you've heard there's just a lot of bullshit. So I'm just not gonna,
Uh,
I'm just gonna spare you the details."
Heard there was
Oh,
an
and
I look forward to
assassination.
your report.
and Shaba hired some new people before she left.
Oh, nice. Did they have anything?
Yeah, I think Rec probably is like, well, so seems she hired one of them new R's,
Mm.
Hafis Pavros. You'll meet him, you'll like him. He's a real he's a real nice guy, big gladiator type. This is
Mm.
there's a Jabubnum named Grugus. He and there's one of them little Warlanices named Ducey.
Okay.
At least that's what he calls himself.
That's the con artist out of
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Ducey seems to annoy Scramjet some.
I like him already. Uh,
Well, yeah,
all
what's
right.
Oh,
Scramjet's
trust
response
me,
to
I'm going to
that?
be annoying Scramjet a lot.
Yeah, Scramjet's like, look, Captain. He walks in the door cocky, like he owns the place. He's not even here 5 minutes, and he's demanding to get his pick of the rooms. I mean,
Oh,
they they
yeah, you're right. I probably don't like him either.
I'm gonna I swear I want to kick him. And he goes, but that
Mm.
Grugus guy, I don't know. He seems okay, but I think he'd take offense. But he seems as
Mm.
annoyed with him as I am. I don't
I'll
understand.
meet all of them soon enough.
Yeah.
So you're hired. Like I said, you'll get a room, start doing your job and fixing stuff. We'll get a schedule to you. That's actually Ashira that does scheduling. You'll need to talk to her too. And yeah, now
Now, since when did they put private rooms on a warship? There should all be bunks in here.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
Burnmore
did
just
none of
nods
these.
approvingly.
None of these have been upgraded rooms in here. This literally
Oh
is
yeah.
the bunk versions of the rooms. The only person
Right.
who gets a private room is the captain.
Right. It's like
mm,
Are
It's
you
like-
gonna have him go see
Yeah.
Vesa?
hi Vesa. You actually
Yeah.
should be arriving on the shuttle right about now.
yeah,
Okay.
you could have been on the first ride down if you wanted.
Sure.
That's true. There was room, but you've been awfully
Yeah.
quiet. That's why I assumed you were on
Yeah.
the next.
I'm around.
All right. Well, we actually need to do this. Man. All right. Hang on.
Scramjet's probably does bring it up. He's like, so
Yeah, that's
if
why I'm about to make another diplomacy check. Oh, good. Thank goodness. So, Scramjet, you've done a really good job doing this in Shaba's absence, and I think you're doing a great job as first mate. But I think Vesa is going to become the captain of the Blue Ember, and I'm going to move to this beast. Burn
Yeah.
Ward,
N-
move your
you're
junk.
fucking with me. No.
Mm.
And now you're just fucking with me.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
No,
official.
that's about
Paulo knew
I
about
don't
fucking
even want
4
to.
hours
Don't
ago.
fucking play. Don't fucking play. I mean, play, but don't play.
I was gonna
think
say
Nurk's
who
probably
else
Is
would
it
they
a
put
pity
in
promotion?
who
Is it
else
a
would they
pity
put in
promotion?
charge? Who else would they
I'm
put
sorry,
in charge?
Captain Vesa. Did you? Yeah.
I think this is one of those where Nurks would have a reaction and go, "You're gonna put Cream Puff in charge as a captain?"
And then
Yeah.
Basa's gonna go, "You're gonna put Cream Puff in charge as the captain?"
And then Burnward's gonna go, this appears to be a tactical misstep, Captain. I love how the captain or the Commodore just makes like unilateral decisions on what seems like a fucking dime, and everyone else just has to be like, okay, I
Well,
guess this is the situation now.
But here's the thing. I as just out of character, like who do you put in charge? Xander's
Yeah.
not there, Oliver's not there. Burnboard's already been promoted very recently. Well, Shaba's
And
not here. New
Burnward's-
guy's the new guy, and you know.
Yeah.
Trust me, he wouldn't want to captain a ship.
And
Yeah.
Ashira doesn't want the responsibility.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ashira's already turned it down. Otherwise, it'd be welcome back, Captain Ashira. But you've been trying to kill people to become captain anyway. This isn't character, by the way. So, sorry, let me rephrase that. You've been trying to celebrate people left and right to become a captain. And if Shaba is currently on diplomatic missions for the council, I'm not going to stop her from trying to move up, but someone needs to be in charge. And I think this part at you, and you have an actual soul. So you need to be captain. Good luck. Oh, and something I forgot to tell Twinkle, you're going to be poor a lot because otherwise people just die.
um,
I'm gonna
There's a
think
reason
back
that
at
we have
you.
the best equipped people.
and this. Go
Wow.
ahead.
Wait,
Just
say it, dear.
she's gonna think back and be like, "Is there like a training course? Is there like a manual? Like,
Yeah, there's a bunch of
is
videos. You can
Did you
go to the
watch
hack.
Don't Be a Slef?
Yeah, that's
I
one of them.
I caught some of it.
Yes, that's a definite
Are you,
must.
It's actually narrated by Slef.
Honestly, he would
are
probably
you
do that.
legitimately being overwhelmed right now? Because you look, yeah.
Like, I
You're
think
muted.
it's just
eh. Uh, Welcome to
I,
achieving your goals. It's really easy to become a captain if you have a space pirate king.
mm, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Uh,
Thanks. Like,
but
what?
I
Hey,
do have bad
Okay.
news.
yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Besa, I like that.
you're in charge
That
of Nerks now.
no, that's the bad news. I'm breaking up the girl group because Nerks is my pilot.
I really, are you sure? Because I would like to take her with me. I love
No, I know that. I know that. And it's always a thing, but Nerks is my pilot.
Well, who's gonna be my pilot?
Uh Rulia?
Rulia's
Okay.
Actually,
already on the
Scramjet
tender.
is currently the
Oh
pilot.
yeah. Oh, Scramjet, yeah. Scramjet,
Scramjet has
you're now
piloted.
first mate of the officially the first mate of the Blue Ember. Good luck. I salute
Thanks.
you.
The
Where?
little people leaving. I love it.
No, just one little person. Your boss
I
will be Whistlefizz for a while.
Oh, I can handle the leprechaun. Don't worry.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's great.
Hold up. So the blue
this
ember
is
is the
just the
big
most
one, right?
incredible turn of events
Yes,
in like a 5-minute span.
Isn't it?
Just complete restructuring of the fleet, just casually.
casually.
Yeah.
I,
It,
I'm quite
we
sure
have
the
stuff
captain
to
look at the
do,
guns on these things.
Captain,
right?
you
We
make
we
these
literally have
decisions
stuff
look
to
very
do.
easy
Shaba is
and
gone for an
casual.
undetermined amount of time on an actual important thing, and
Eh.
so as far as it goes, I'd let Rec be captain, but that's kind of a dick move.
No, I'm good. I'm taking it. Like, I'm gonna take
Oh
it.
no.
Like, you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
take it.
technically didn't have a choice. Welcome aboard,
No.
Captain Base. It's kind of like when Twinkle got told he's the next Captain Zai. He didn't have a choice in that after the fact. If
You know
Twinkle had
what?
left and Zai had died, he would have got a
Ah,
phone call and it would have been like, yeah, Zai's dead. You're the new Zai. We'll be there in, 3 days.
You know what, Vesa? You know what this means low key? On the on the Spitfire, you'll have the captain's old like actual like luxurious room because the Spitfire stays in the Spitfire stays in the cargo bay of the fucking Blue Ember because the Blue Ember can't land on planet, and that's what the
That's
Spitfire.
true. That is true. But I'm going to tell you right now that Nerks is going to claim the captain's chamber on the fucking Spitfire for hers. But you get one of the other luxurious rooms.
Wait. Say what? Who's taking what?
Nope, Nurk,
Technically Nerks is captain of the Spitfire and no,
you're
she's
taking
just head
Nurks with
pilot on
you.
the Spitfire.
But if
Oh
We
you
are
fuck,
take
you're
Nerks
right.
taking.
with you,
Fuck.
You're right.
Ugh.
Sorry, Nerks, you lost a good
mm,
room.
or you could stay, or you could
yay.
just stay with me.
Uh hey
Wait,
Vesa, there is
Why
one more thing
don't
you need
you
to know because
stay
you don't
with
come to Broken
me?
Rock very often. This is the
Huh?
one place where it's completely legit for me to also just fire you.
Oh, okay. Well, I
That's
mean,
true.
that's
He's
fine.
promote you and fire you in the same breath. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh
Sounds
be
about
very
I
be
right.
very Mr. Spacely, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
do.
Well,
Get the unfulfilled. You get the unfulfilled. You get Ashira. You
Maybe
get
ooh, wait.
Vector. You get
I
Kolnak.
lost everybody. I'm
No,
sorry.
we're gonna have to pick up some regular
Hold on.
NPCs here because the unfulfilled will come with me to help. How many people
I
can be
lost
on
you.
the destroyer class?
Oh,
It's
Oh
Max
more
God.
a
20.
matter of. It's more a
oh,
matter
Max
of.
of 20?
maximum. Oh,
It's
Up to
more
its
a matter
maximum.
of your minimum for the Blue Ember being much higher than your being about the same as your maximum for the Fire Strike.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. But
So
The
all
Fire
right,
Strike
well, I will at least
technically
take a
only
few of them to take
needs
out. You know,
the
Oh
Fire
wait.
Strike only technically needs a crew of 6, but there's 10 stations on the bridge, 5 of which are gunnery stations
Jesus.
covering
so
each arc.
so
nice.
So you need at least 5 gunners. Wreck
Okay.
has taken the primary gunner, which is
mhm.
the main forward gun, which is, well,
Mm,
yeah, should punch through most shields in one shot, and the ramming prow.
nice. I like ramming prows.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
you wanted a
but
warship?
yes,
I got you a warship.
Vesa, it's
Yeah.
actually really easy to be a captain, especially since you're already an envoy, and as a character, you have a good heart. So, if you command with your heart and occasionally beat the crap out of someone, you should be fine.
Occasionally
Okay.
beat the crap
You don't
out of
have
somebody.
to
The
necessarily beat someone. Twinkle's doing all right without beating anyone right now.
Okay.
He's
He
just
said
it's
beating
occasionally.
himself. Like he's just
Okay.
beating
That's true.
himself up every time.
to
Um.
be mechanically speaking, the captain's role relies on all those social skills you're good at.
Okay.
Right.
It's a
Take a
choice.
look at
Okay.
it. It's actually pretty cool, and you're not starting out as a captain at like first level. You immediately get some cool shit.
Okay. Where
Yeah.
would that
So
be?
it's
It's in
under
yeah,
Starship Combat in the core.
It's under. I'm sorry, you cut out on me just a little bit.
Starship
Say that again.
Combat.
It's under Starships in the core. That'll be.
Mhm. I'll
Let's
give you a
see. Let me
page
pull.
number. Hang on.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you get her a page number, she can look on
Yep.
the so she can kind of study that. But I think
Okay.
right here, this big moment
One
is
more thing. Can I keep a
yes,
Shira? Do I get to keep a Shira?
You do get to keep Ashira.
Okay.
yep.
All right.
The
She's
uh,
in charge of scheduling. You have to have her.
Right. Right.
There,
I
I posted
think
the thing I have for ship crew roles inside of Fire Strike.
right on. And over the course of the week, and I think this is probably a good place to stop at and do
I
like
agree.
sign offs and what have you. But that will also give you guys the week to message back and forth on if you need to trade any relevant crew back and forth and what have you to figure to you know. And it'll give Vesa time to kind of study some of the Starship combat role stuff, kind of familiarize yourself with that. Outside of that, captaining is just playing the role of the captain. Um,
Okay.
Did you forget the thing I wanted to do with shop?
oh shit, yeah. You know what? Let's do that last scene, and maybe like there's like a flashback here, like as Vase is like doing the, like kind of coming to grips with this of like there's maybe a flashback of like Shaba and Rek and Shaba, Rek, and Scramjet in the cargo bay, and I think like Rek is probably finishing up like I'm gonna I'm restricting access to the prisoner until Commodore Zai gets here to everyone until such time as he's able to make a decision on this.
And that's a good call, Rec. And Rec does notice I have like my big travel bag all packed up.
Right? And he says, and I think Rek probably it's Scramjet that probably like it pipes up though. He's like, "You going somewhere, Captain?"
Let's let's just say the council wants me to go do a few things.
So, got a time frame here? I mean, how well are we going to be sitting in dock?
Well, when the captain gets back, or well, Commodore, let me correct myself. When the Commodore gets back, you guys can sort it out.
Okay.
Rec.
Well,
And Rec, I have a something for you. And she hands him her data pad.
All right, yeah, he takes it. He's like, what's all this?
That's all my security notes.
And he goes, he looks at him and you can tell that he's been a little bit more standoffish, but he's like, I'll see to the list and I'll enter this into the. I'll take care of all of this then.
Um, you can't communicate telepathically with Rek, can you?
Yes, Rec has
Yeah,
a
he's got a
tiara.
circle too. Yeah,
He has a
they
circle.
invested in it. Yeah.
Okay, so I privately tell him there's more on it than just a security list. It's everything I researched about Zai's dreams and what's been going on with the crew over the last 2 years.
Okay.
Keep
Yeah.
an watch the captain's back. Something's bigger going on than what he even knows.
He kind of there's just like like a small flash behind the singular visor that functions as his eyes, and he's like he's like I always do.
Yeah, it's encrypted. Only you and I can read it. Sorry, I figured out one of your protocols, so I figured I key it to it. But look it over.
Smart enough.
Look it over. It's an interesting read.
All right. Yeah. He's like, and he probably nods, and he's like, "Good luck, good luck, ma'am."
Good luck to the two of you. Scramjet, I guess you're in charge till the Commodore shows up.
He goes, "All right. Well, we'll we'll continue working on getting this thing back up to speed then, I guess." And he's just kind of and he's like, "I want to thank you for giving me a chance."
You earned it.
He's he kind of nods and he's like, it's like, well, I guess I gotta go. I guess I'll have to go talk to the others. Yeah, Whistle Fizz and the rest of them. Kind of give them the rundown.
Yep.
And I think Rack will probably like nod, um, and probably wait for you to to disembark before he like puts the cargo ramp back up.
And she just slowly starts walking down the ramp, sort of thinks like, wow, I just got this ship and now I'm leaving it. Oh well.
Yeah.
Things just things.
Uh,
She stops for a second just before she steps off, looks at Rek, and in his head is like, apologize to Ovesh for me.
he he thinks back. I will. Yeah, I will.
And she just walks off.
All right. Yeah. Maybe that's where we kind of go black and we get sign offs going, and everybody start sending me your Player's Choice Awards. And we will start with Sassy, because Sassy said he's needs to
Yeah,
do his thing.
I have not been sleeping. What up, Sassy McMatt? I don't know why I just did the Girl Scout salute. I'm glad you guys couldn't see that. Sassy
I love you.
Oh my. I love it.
I played Oliver Byrne, the bear who was just a bear, and whew, was getting a little loopy. You can catch me tomorrow in the new Monera game at Title Incoming, as I really just need to log in and look at the name. I haven't remembered this whole time, but the Seeker who exists in two places at once. Uh, and Wednesday in Hinge to Minch as Dusk Puppy, aka Shadowhound, the assassin for hire, hunts down superpowered people and got his ass kicked twice in a row now. Is in a pissy mood. Thursdays, every other Thursday, possibly. It depends on when I can get home. I'm gonna try to be there for fast cars, clear gyms. Uh, yeah, and then Fridays for Yakshas, the Lancer system, where we get a pilot. Fucking Max! I'm the zone drone control of the area. I just move zones or drones everywhere, and it's awesome. I love my mech. It comes apart. It's just a bunch of drones all pushed together. Uh, it's a Lego. And Saturdays, every other Saturdays where the bitter ends is Eot the Wild Child who devours everything and got drowned along with everyone else. Mike, you missed it. The ship sank. We lost everything. We're drowned. We woke up in a strange
Oh,
area.
yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Everything
So
smells awful.
yeah. Yep.
Your
And
meat.
then
Playing Castiel, he doesn't know how to drive a boat.
yeah, Cassiel
Microwave
wrecked
it.
us.
My record collection! I just
Yes.
realized. I was about to say that's a normal thing for Greasy, but my fucking record collection! That's a whole
It-
barter!
It
That
might have
shit's
been.
gone!
It might have been rescued. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
maybe. Yeah.
But you can
I
catch me on
can.
Sundays from Tales from the Cosmos as a myriad of characters outside, inside, and all around the Silver Spire doing all sorts of things. You should just come by and swing it out. It's up, swing. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. Yep, we're good. Next person. Going to bed.
Sleep good when you do, bro.
I need your
Oh,
Player's Choice
yes.
Award.
Oh
I
yeah,
need
player's choice.
Sai's Player Choice, and I need Burn Ward's Player's Choice. And
Mm.
we'll move this one on to. Let's go over to Vesa. Let's see.
Captain Besa.
I was about to
Captain
say
Besa.
Captain Basin now.
You know, I made jokes about killing people, but I don't. I would have. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this is fun. I'm excited. I'm a little very worried. I'm worried I'm gonna burn this ship to the ground totally by accident. We're gonna go on a bender and everybody's gonna be drunk. No, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna be
Get in
fine. Everything's fine.
line. You're not the first person to
Hey.
worry about this shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. We all need to sit
Choppa
around and
blew a
have some
hole in a
conversations.
space station as captain, so yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be great. I just don't want anybody to get murdered and it's all my fault. And I'm like, damn it, I wanted
You're
to.
a captain. Technically, it's all your fault now.
It's always, yeah, like this is upper management shit. This is ultimate management shit. This
Well,
is crazy. It's gonna be
it's
fine.
actually worse than that because as a captain, you have to feel personally responsible for the people on your ship.
Yeah, I already kind of feel personally responsible, so we'll be fine. We're halfway there.
Yep,
The
you're doing
fucking
great.
yeah, we're fine. It's great. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, don't words. Just hang on. Okay. On what is today? Monday? Okay, on Wednesdays, I'm also in Hench to Mensch. I play Flux. She's a chick that's really super stretchy, like Mr. Fantastic, but can also change her body structure into any material that she happens to be holding onto right now. She's quite bubbly and happy, and she chews bubblegum all the time, mostly because her backstory calls for it, which is fucking hilarious. And if you'd like to know more, you should check it out on Wednesday nights. I'm really hoping that we touch on that because it's like 3 lines and it's the best. I'm so proud of myself. And then every other Saturday, I'm also in the bitter ends. I play Starlight Fingertoes. She's a mechanic who picks up things with her toes. We did drowned, sort of, but then we didn't. But we are like saved by the will of the Kraken, I think. I'm not 100% sure. And also, Eot's going to murder the first person he sees, and I'm a bit concerned. But Eot's not here to, like, talk about that. So it's fine. Anyway, and then Sundays, I'm in Cosmos as well. I play 2 different characters. I won't be there next week because I'm gonna be in Vegas, baby. Doing not a lot because I'm old. I'm gonna go to bed by 10. It's fine. But yeah, I love Cosmos. It's the best. And then you catch me here tonight. This is great. And this is okay. That's me. I'm done.
All right. Let's go on to Psychopathic.
She's still bubbly. Captain Bubbly.
I'm sorry.
Alright. You'll be fine. Your character can handle being a captain. You'll be alright.
Yeah. Sure.
Alright. So, my name's Scott. Whatever you want to call me. Pick a name. I played Xander. So, I did what I was supposed to do. I got in the library, I did my research, and then the gods were like, oh, guess what? We're going to blow up your library. Great. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. On to other things I'm in because I have mental issues and I have to play a game every day. Tuesday. I'm going to botch this up. Now I can't even remember what it starts with. Numenera?
Numenera.
Numenera, you got it.
Numenera. Okay. So, I'm on the same page. I do not recall my character's name, and I'm probably going to change it to no name just because that's kind of funny in my brain because he has no armor and he goes around punching people. Not just for the fun of it, but fighting wise. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Then Wednesday, we got Knight and Hinch to Minch, where I play Knight. And hey, we tried to fight the big, bad, crazy power become my power dude. I put a shotgun to his face and I tried to blow his face off, but it didn't work. So we're like, fuck, forget this dude. We're going to leave him in this town and we're going back home. They can deal with it. That's what I came to the conclusion. Acer's going to be mad when we get back and say we didn't kill him, so she can get over it. Okay. Then on Thursdays, and if I'm correct, it's this Thursday, is Fast Cars Clear Gems, which that'll be fun because I play Mikey, who's playing neutral ground while everybody else is fighting with each other. You guys do what you need to do. I'm still going to continue doing what I'm doing. Okay. And then on Friday, later in the evening, we got Ballad of the Menagerie. I'm not going to sing it. I'm sorry, I can't sing. I play chess. We were trying to do negotiations, but last time we went on to a space station and nearly died. Oh my Lanta. We got out by the skin of our teeth. Okay. Then, everybody talked about the bitter ends and, every other Saturday, and I play Castiel, the horrible boat driver that decided to kill everybody. Bad rolls, it happens. We're okay. Okay. Then Sunday, we got Cosmos where I play Fagara. He's off doing whatever his thing. He's going to have fun when he finds out the garden area is this awesome forest looking thing. He's going to be happy. But we get to Anduin. We still haven't addressed the issue of him pissing off a lot of people. So he stuck to himself, went to the armory, and then he was like, oh, look, there's a bunch of used weapons here. Let's fix them all. Maybe I can get on people's good graces by fixing them. That's his hope. And then, hey, guess what? That's the end of the list.
And when you know it, it was about the time that Brian had just gotten up. And he was next on the docket. So failing that,
Did I just lose everybody?
No, I think we lost Jesta again.
Jester, we think we lost you. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good.
So I guess Cyrus, you want to go next? Since Brian got up and walked out of the room.
Sure, why not? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and today you caught me playing Twinkle Bailey, the guy who just needs to get like a slight shove, or actually, probably more likely, like someone needs to take a boot to his backside and just say, "You're the captain. Do it." I don't care if you don't feel like you're good at the diplomacy shit. Roll your dice. It's your fucking
I've been trying to do
job.
that as a furra. I'm trying to be helpful, but not do it for you.
Oh, absolutely. And you're doing a great job. Just be like, Captain, I can't do this for you. I don't get paid enough.
You're better at it than I am, technically.
Technically.
In almost every category of it.
So, you can also find me on Wednesdays where I'm playing Acer, the lady who will, probably freak out when she figures out that Ultimate not only escaped, but is now stronger for it. You can also find me on Thursdays where whichever one we're playing, we're gonna have a great night. Fridays, where yes, yakshas is a thing. Come see it because you know deep down inside you, you love mechs, and you love pilot. You you love watching pilots while we watch pilots watch pilots, pilot mechs. Uh, you can also find me on Sunday running Tales from the Cosmos, where, yeah, not much. Like there wasn't a whole lot of action. We introduced some characters, but the seeds have been sown for the next step. I'm not an evil supervillain like Computer King, so let's just move this on.
All right. Brian, you're up next.
Yes, I'm Brian, and today I finally introduced my new character. Well, properly introduced the new character, Ryan O'Dragon, who is basically I based him off an Irish dock worker from like the early 1900s from New York City. So he has attitude. And he does want to fight Burnward with Burnward out of the armor.
Oh, Burnward will take him up on that.
Yeah, no
Burnward
armor
will.
We can
involved.
definitely get to that.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. Burnward will still turn your head backwards.
Oh, we'll see about that. He wins me into the fighting Irish. But
Oh man.
yeah, and Shaba has gone off on some special missions for the Council of Broken Rock and a few other things that she needs to figure out because she has suspicions, which happens to be all locked up in that pad that she gave Rex 17, but only he and her can get into for obvious reasons. Maybe. Yeah, beyond that, on Tuesdays, I'm the one running the new Monera game, who is yet unnamed, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Might actually have it by the time we start. With that, for tomorrow, though, we will be starting a little late, somewhere between 8:30 and 9, just because of prior commitments my wife reminded me of. Yay. But so it'll be a short session, but it's more of like let's get to know the game better session. And then that brings me to Sunday where I play in Cosmos, for I either play Vraklana, the little blue cobalt witch that goes around with her little thorny devil and a walking cauldron and constantly pulls meat out of one of her bags of holding. It's almost endless, but it's not quite. And either her or Sarsa, the fletching shadow dancing monk, which hasn't quite shown off what she can do yet, but I'm sure that's going to come very soon. And that's it.
Alrighty. Commodore, you are up next.
Hello, I'm the Commodore. I play Captain's Eye on this show. Uh, believe it or not, this was not a spur of the moment thing. So, yeah, as far as it goes, I'd been thinking about it for a while, and there's always the plan about what happens if I die. And I can leave what I'd like to have happen and not have it happen after the fact. And yeah, the Jester and I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. So it was a well thought out decision. So feel happy. And with that said, I also plan the bitter ends as Let Me Pop Stardust, and I have a lot of fun in the apocalypse, even though I did not drown. I was so hoping to drown and then come back from the dead so I could be even weirder and rock the apocalypse even harder, and it didn't happen. Character goals that didn't work out. But I enjoy both those games, and the Jester kicks a lot of ass being the GM for us, and I really appreciate that stuff, regardless of the crap that I give him for not giving me my Dragon Skull. With that said, my friends Amy Geddon and Purple Codex have t-shirts that are for sale at tpublic.com. And they are amazing and fantastic. You should check them out. And if someone else would like to finish this commercial, I would appreciate it.
Hey, Gunner, what do I say? Yeah, I knew you. I knew you wouldn't have a response to that, so I
Hot
just
memes
kind of
rule the
wanted.
day.
Fuck! He did better than I thought he would. But also, are you currently looking for some merch? Not just any merch, but merch that is epic and potentially not ethical. Well, we have both of those for you because both Amy Geddon and Purple Codex have T-Publics. Also, Amy Geddon has a Etsy. That's what it's
Yes.
called. And Etsy, what is your Etsy called again?
Nerd Art by Amy. Amy is
Nerd
spelled A-M-I-E.
Nerd Art by Amy. Isn't that just lovely? Just, just lovely, lovely little shops that just absolutely destroy the concept of an ethical society and or any form of social contract as first penned by Robespierre. So, if you want to go and get some merch that makes you just feel all kinds of greasy on the inside, but that right kind of greasy, uh go get a purple codex or Amy Geddon T-Public thing.
Etsy's not as bad, but it's still kind of rough. I make slightly more money. Etsy, please don't ban me. I'm just kidding. You guys
Etsy's
are
not-
wonderful.
Listen, if Etsy lets people make like double dildos out of like Darth Vader toys, then like they're not going to get mad at me for saying that you are unethical but epic when it's clearly a
Yes.
joke.
It's true.
Mm.
It's true. However, where did you see those? I need to Google. I'm just kidding.
Right. It's already saved to your favorites page. We all know it.
Let me turn on my VPN and go into some private browsing real fast.
Mhm.
Oh man.
That's not how
Oh.
you do that.
Oh, and normally I'd say on to Purple Codex, but now on to whoever's next.
Which is win 5 get 1 free.
Oh cripes, it's me. Aw jeez, aw shucks, aw heck. Hey guys, my name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free. And you have caught me tonight playing Burnward, the ex-paralictor who is now head of security, getting some shit figured out on his part. The captain is going to not regret. What's the opposite of regret?
Be excited.
Be happy
about?
with.
Yeah, sure, that works. He's going to be happy with.
Satisfied?
Yeah, he's going to be
Satisfied.
satisfied. There we go. He's going to be
Yes.
satisfied with Burnward's output because this ship is going to be far safer. However, with Burnward moving to a ship that has a much lower crew complement, that is a little bit different for
It's
head
a
of security.
destroyer, bro.
True. I mean, he's going to get to flex the destroyer thing, but now he's going to have like a small strike team as opposed to a whole like security force, which is good. That's what Burnward's used to, so that'll work just fine. You can also catch me this Thursday running Fast Cars Clear Gems, which is a great game that people are getting tied up in all sorts of international capers with. Other Thursdays, whenever Gary actually shows up, Gary, I
don't
hope
know
you're
if he's
listening. You made me cry. We play Project Severovo, which has some
He was-
very interesting story happening right now.
He
What were
was
you gonna say,
thoroughly
Vase?
berated. He was thoroughly berated on Sunday. I promise.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Mhm.
I am glad. I'm kidding. Yeah. And then Saturdays, yeah, Brian's got the right idea of the subtags. On Saturdays, Brian, you are not Saturday. I play Greasy, radio DJ for KRUST 6.66 The Crust, the hottest shit that floated to the top of the bathtub, where Greasy has just lost his fucking tape collection. That's like literally
Possibly.
Greasy has lost meals to not trade that barter away, so he's gonna have a rough time. Castiel, I don't know if 2 days have passed, but I don't think you're gonna be able to stop him from drinking at this point. Because
And by the time
That
you wake
was
up,
his
2
life.
days will have passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're pretty passed out. You and Hot Pot and the other one. I can never remember his name.
Gloomy.
Gloomy. You
Yeah.
guys are passed out. I let you sleep, and I woke up fucking Todd, and we walked around this like grody place because I didn't want you to not be there to play your character, so you're
True.
sleeping.
Thank you. Is the fuck brigade with us, Sean?
No, actually, they saved the fuck brigade by telling them they couldn't come.
Yeah, we did. We fucking did.
Wait, then how is that going to work mechanically when I get back? Am I going to get my fuck brigade back?
I think everybody's questioning if they're going to get their anything back at this point.
I'm
Yeah.
angry. I'm big
The,
angry.
the ship sunk.
I thought about one other thing. Like, does Lemmy have his guitar? Because I had his guitar.
He did not have his guitar when the ship sank.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
It's okay. My guitar is magical.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like Greasy always has a pack of cigarettes on him, no matter how soggy they happen to be.
Yuck.
Yeah, that's Greasy for you.
Yes.
If you are currently watching on YouTube and you want to catch this shit live, catch us at twitch.tv/pair__theater. Wait, hold on. pair_o_dice_theater. My bad. If you are currently watching on Twitch and you want to catch us on YouTube, catch us at youtube.com/paradise theater. And if you love the fast, hot, and sexy world of scheduling, you also happen to be a fan of community interaction, and you like hot memes. Catch us on Twitter at Pair Theater. My name is Mike, also known as When Get One Free. Catch my music at Michael Burley on SoundCloud. That is me.
And that brings it back to me. First things first, bookkeeping out of the way. Everybody give yourself 5,000 experience. Yes, I said
Yes.
5,000.
50,000 it is. I mean 5.
And today's player's choice award was a tie between the two established captains of Zai and Twinkle. So each of you give yourselves another 1,000 XP.
Thank you.
Jeez.
And yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the last few episodes of the season, so a couple of these episodes may run a little bit longer than normal as we kind of like wind a couple of things towards where we're going, but it's going to be crazy and interesting. Um, I suppose. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Justin King Zerat. You can catch me here on Monday nights for Fire Strike, my favorite group of space terrorists, space pirates, and everybody else. You can also catch me here on Friday nights for the Ballad of the Menagerie. Hey, are the big boys all too busy to take your job? Or do you not have enough money to pay them, even if they weren't busy? Well, the Menagerie will try to take care of it. And they're scrappy, and occasionally they're more successful than they think they're going to be. It's never easy for them, but then what in the space ever is? And then every
As long as
other
we stay away from a river.
stay
All I
away from
gotta
a
say.
river. Um, every other Saturday we've got the Bitter Ends, our Apocalypse World campaign, which yeah, it's crazy and weird, and I never have any fucking clue whatsoever is going to happen before I sit down. It all just sort of happens on the fly. And you can catch me on Sundays for Tales from the Cosmos, which, yeah, Squin, the daring doer, is more than a little confused, but we'll see how that goes as we go forward. Um, if you didn't catch it next Sunday, because, they, I'm playing a goblin swashbuckler. So, uh, me playing a goblin swashbuckler, you can imagine. But you don't have to. You can just tune in.
True. That's a
Um,
very Jesta character, by the way. Just making mention.
He's
I know,
so
right?
happy. He's so like in the one game where I don't play a bubbly, happy character, he's too happy for my character.
Yeah, very much so. With that said, if you hold your jaw just right, the the cosmic filters all align just right. The moon is the right shade of blue, and even rarer than that, I actually have time and have possibly slept. You might actually catch me on my other channel of Zerat, where I play video games mostly. I have been considering about putting some other content up, maybe doing like some reviews of shows or movies or something. I don't care, even if they're old, just because I like to give my opinion to people about things, and maybe you like to hear them. But with
Nah.
that said, I believe that's all we've got for tonight. So let's get an RIP Fern and get out of here.
R.I.P.
RIP
Fern.
R.I.P. Fern.